of the way. All right, so let's get into some stories. I got some pretty intense stuff that's happening. We'll start with this. A former WWE employee filed a federal lawsuit yesterday accusing executive Vince McMahon and another former executive of serious sexual misconduct, including offering her to one of the wrestlers for sex.
This is some freaky allegations here.
The graphic 67-page suit from Janelle Grant, who worked in the company's legal and talent departments, also includes allegations that McMahon forced her into a sexual relationship in order for her to get and keep a job, and passed around pornographic pictures and videos of her to other men, including other WWE employees. McMahon stepped down as the CEO in 2022 amid an investigation into allegations that match those in the lawsuit.
You're fired.
That's Vince. Grant also names defendants in the lawsuit, the WWE and John Laurinaitis, who is the company's former head of talent relations and general manager. According to her attorney, Ann Calla, she said, Ms. Grant hopes that her lawsuit will prevent other women from being victimized. The organization is well aware of Mr. McMahon's history of depraved behavior, and it's time they take responsibility for the misconduct of its leadership.
Did you read the article I sent this morning concerning that? And the allegations, further allegations?
So according to the lawsuit, McMahon lived in the same building as Grant in 2019 and offered to get her a job at the WWE if her parents died, or after her parents died. She alleges that he eventually made it clear that one of the requirements for the job was a physical relationship with him and later with Laurinaitis and others. And over the next few years, McMahon lavished her with gifts, including a luxury car, according to the suit. It also alleged that McMahon offered one of his star wrestlers, a person not named in the lawsuit, sex with Grant as a perk in 2021. Is there more to this that I'm missing?
Yeah, there was an allegation that he at one point during an encounter had defecated on her head.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He a big Chuck Berry fan, apparently.
Must be, yeah.
No, I did not know that one. Grant is seeking unspecified monetary damages and to have the court void a $3 million non-disclosure agreement, of which she alleges she received only $1 million from. So I guess they wanted her to keep her mouth shut. But they didn't pay up everything they told her they were going to pay her.
If you listen, and obviously everyone has held their day in court, we don't know. This is all stuff that we're hearing. However, in general, if you have stuff like this that's out there that could be detrimental to your public persona, pay your friggin' pay what you promised.
Yes. Well, so my question is this: I mean, if she was accepting payments at some point, does this become it seems like it's more of a breach of contract thing than anything else. If you already accepted payment and did what
are you sticking up for him?
No. He's saying legally
speaking, you've accepted money at this point, right?
Right.
Listen,
but he has failed to satisfy the agreement.
His end of the agreement of the contract.
That voids the contract.
It would depend, Casey, because the non-disclosure, maybe it's not just the crapping on your head thing that they wanted to keep quiet. There are other things as well.
Yeah.
So you can, I think there's wiggle room there.
I'm thinking the crapping on the head thing probably falls in the top three things you would want to have kept a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Speaking of legal issues, Alec Baldwin is pushing for a speedy trial after he was charged with the involuntary manslaughter against Helena Hutchins. According to court documents, the 30 Rock actor is demanding a quick trial in order to minimize public vilification and suspicion and to avoid the hazards of proving his innocence that often arise after a lengthy delay in prosecution.
So I've heard two diametrically opposed takes on this from two diametrically opposed legal experts.
Right, yeah.
That this is sort of borders on double jeopardy, and that the other side saying that the new information that was revealed is so explosive that they have every right to take this back to court.
Our union actually released, SAG-AFTRA released a statement in support of the actor, saying an actor's job is not to be a firearms or weapons expert. and performers trained to perform, and they are not required or expected to be experts on guns or experienced in their use. The industry assigns that responsibility to qualified professionals who oversee their use and handling in every aspect.
True, because we are in SAG-AFTRA, and we will always have a gun expert come in when we're using firearms in the studio.
Absolutely. I would never trust that to, Nick or Kathy or you or me.
It's no slight on us. It's just this is not our thing.
All right, Robert De Niro, and I believe we have a clip to play along with this, Marissa. Okay, so Robert De Niro is grateful for the 9-month-old baby he shares with his girlfriend, Tiffany Chen. The pair welcomed daughter Gia in May of last year. De Niro is 80 years old, and he gets a little emotional when he's talking about his daughter. Here we go.
I'm an 80-year-old dad, and it's great. Everything that I'm consumed with or worried about or this and that just goes away when I look at her. So.
Oh, he's getting emotional.
That in itself is,
Aw.
Do you know his?
wondrous.
You know what his nickname for Gia is? Sick son of a bitch.
You sick son of a
What?
bitch.
No, I didn't know that.
I thought it was liar whore.
Oh, well.
You sick son of a bitch.
He's got a couple of pet
Liar
names.
whore, and you
so
know it.
cute.
Yeah.
At 80, I think also you have to have the realization that, if you have a good run.
Yeah, you're not going to be there too long.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You're not going to walk her down the aisle.
When Rochelle's grandfather had cancer, and we had just had Caroline, and we had brought the baby, and he got really emotional, and we didn't understand why. And Rochelle spoke to his wife, and she had said, "Listen, when you get later on in life, it's really sad when a newborn comes into the family because you're not going to get to see them grow up." And it's
I
something that
completely
you
understand that.
That at that age, it's something that can pop up in your mind. It was really sad.
And here, De Niro's actually is the father of his own grandchild.
Yeah, I know, man. All right, and this is him talking about the way his daughter looks at him.
She has a very sweet kind of way of looking at you and just taking you in. And my other daughter, Helen, had that too. They just look at you and take it in. So I don't know where it's going to go with her later when she gets older. But she's thinking and she's observing everything and watching. I want to be around for as long as I can to enjoy her.
This was
You talking to me?
with
I'm trying to tell you that. What do you want? You want the tears to come out of my eyes?
You looking at me? There's nobody else here. You must be looking at me.
This is an interview with AARP magazine. One of his movies is making the rounds, and because I've watched part of it twice in the past week, which I still love, is The Intern.
I dig that
It's
movie a
a
lot.
great movie.
It's a fun movie.
It's a feel good movie, and he's great in it. He's great in that role.
He's also playing a more subdued.
Yes.
And I like that.
Yeah.
Like a human.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's not doing.
Look at how sensitive he is. This baby's tearing him up.
All right, this is sad news to hear. Those who are familiar with people in the world of pornography, Jessie Jane, an adult film star who appeared on Entourage as well, passed away. She was 43 years old. The actress, whose real name was Cindy Taylor, and her boyfriend, Brett Hausenmuller, were found dead in their home in Moore, Oklahoma. The police were called to their house to conduct a wellness check on Wednesday after they had not been heard from for days. And although a medical examiner will confirm the cause of death, it's believed that they died from drug overdose.
That's what I figured. It's horrible, man.
The Texas native modeled for retailers like David's Bridal and 579 before landing a commercial with Hooters and signing a contract with Digital Playground Studio. After making her adult film debut in 2003, she began to appear in outside projects that included making an uncredited appearance in Baywatch, Hawaiian Wedding, and 2004's Starsky and Hutch. In 2005, she appeared in season 2 of Entourage and branched out to reality television with appearances in Bad Girls Club and Gene Simmons' Family Jewels. She did retire from the adult industry in 2007. But
Bad Girls Club, was that the series that Brianna Frost was on as well?
Oh, maybe.
Remember they
I'd
had
forgotten about
this
that.
house where they brought all these sort of on the edge women.
Yeah, that may have been it, Steve. I'm not really sure. Well, a couple of other things. This is a kind of interesting. Comedian Brittany Schmidt revealed in a recent episode of her podcast that she was in a, quote, situationship with Armie Hammer just last year.
Aha.
And the actor has been, of course, accused of abuse, rape, and manipulation by multiple women, cannibalism, and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Did you see the documentary about him?
No, I didn't. But here, listen to what she said. She has say about him. She said, I think he's worse now because he's manipulating and weaponizing recovery jargon and recovery language. He's just doing the same crap with a different spin on it. She said, here's the thing. He's an actor. And he's a really good actor. And he's been given a new script on how to do this whole Hollywood recovery arc, this redemption arc. I do think he deserves an Oscar for the role he's playing right now. Yeah. And she also shared that he tattooed her on their first night together, and he called it Cannibal Ink.
Come
Dude,
on.
stay away from that.
Stop it.
Schmidt,
what's in your mouth? Spit it out.
Added that. It's a thumb. Get it out of there. She added that while she didn't have the same experience as the other girls because their relationship was consensual, she isn't, quote, negating any of their experiences or taking it away or saying that it didn't happen. So.
You can see in the documentary that he and other people, even in the documentary, accuse him of being deceptive and playing to people's emotions. He's like the classic person who knows enough manipulation to get by. And so, but now everyone's radar is up to his bullcrap.
Right. This is a fun little story. Jessica Biel shared on TikTok recently that she likes to eat in the shower.
I tried to figure out the mechanics until she explained it.
And fans responded with a lot of questions. In a follow-up video, she said, guys, thanks for all these questions about shower eating. I'm just so thrilled everyone is so interested. I really want to start a movement, a shower eating movement. And I think for people who are multitasking, it's just going to be a relief in so many ways. She suggested using a ledge where you can stick your cup. And then she elaborated saying, I like to take a bite or a sip and put it on the ledge, and then you do your thing. You wash your hair, you keep the soap out. That's a big deal. She said it's pretty simple, and you can do this. I find it deeply satisfying. Chew, do not open the mouth, and do not let the shower water in. There you go. Enjoy your shower.
So, are we thinking it's cereal? Are we thinking it's ribs? What is she?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, her's probably, avocado toast or something like that.
I'm sure she has a top-level shower stall.
Yeah. Let's see. I was telling Steve about this morning. We were chatting briefly. The video dropped the trailer for Roadhouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
With Jake Gyllenhaal.
What do you guys think?
Yesterday. The jury's out. I'll wait and see. It was weird seeing. I'm like, I'm watching this. I'm like, so they're going for a Conor McGregor type here. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. That's Conor McGregor.
And my take on it, Nick, was, it's going to be weird constantly being distracted by the fact that it's Conor McGregor, who, by the way, is pretty good in the trailer.
I think he's going to be the cheesiness from the first movie. Right. You know what I mean?
Yes.
In this movie. I think that's going to be
I
his
used
role.
to F guys like you.
When it first popped up,
Thank you.
I rolled my eyes just because it was a remake of a movie that I don't think needs to be remade. And then I watched it remade, and I really like Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he's a great actor. He's a really good fighter. He did that boxing movie a couple of years ago, and he got himself in really great shape. So I don't know. I'll give it a shot.
There's a few nods. Yeah, but what he is clearly playing is a much cockier. He's not Dalton from the original.
Oh, he's not a philosophy major?
He's certainly smart.
He might be.
Yeah.
He might. They didn't touch on that. But yeah, but the thing is he's not he doesn't have a reputation as a cooler, as a guy who comes into a bar and fixes the problem. He's just a UFC fighter who gets out of the league, and he's a really, really tough guy, which kind of didn't sell it for me personally, Steve, because the thing about Dalton in the original movie was dude's been around. Yes. He knows his way around the bar. He knows how to pick and train a staff. This is just a fighter they're bringing in to all of a sudden be the security guy. So I'm curious how they're going to play that.
I never saw the remake of Point Break, and I think, Steve, you did, and you didn't really care for it.
No.
And I always put Point Break and Roadhouse, the originals, in I think of them in the same sort of genre. And so I think that's what I thought when I read that they were going to remake Roadhouse. I was like, I don't need to do it. They're classics already.
And they seem to be paying enough homage to the original. We'll see how it goes.
So in the movie, Gyllenhaal's Dalton, he plays a character named Elwood Dalton, a former UFC fighter. He's hired as a security as security by a woman who's played by Jessica Williams, who owns a roadhouse in the Florida Keys where he fights off badly behaved guests.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be released on, it says on the streaming platform, on Prime, I guess.
Yeah, Prime in March.
On March 21st. And Entertainment Tonight reports that the director of the film, Doug Liman, is planning to boycott its premiere at the Sundance Film Festival because of Amazon's decision to send it straight to streaming. So he's not happy about that.
No.
Interesting. All right. What time is it? All right, we got time for
7:02.
We got a couple things to do, too.
shorty thing here. We got a couple things to do.
You got the movies opening and...
Oh, yeah. We got to do movies.
clips?
Yep, absolutely. So we'll do one more here. Let's go with this. John Oliver responded to the news that Jon Stewart is returning to The Daily Show on Monday during an appearance on the Today Show.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I mean, that is a surprise. He said, that's a show that needs a host. He certainly is a very, very good one. So, yeah, it'll be exciting to see what he does. I do think after 2025, they should appoint a permanent host. I would have hired Roy Wood or Amber Ruffin is very good, but it's going to be very exciting to see John again in an election year.
And again, yesterday, and I think you agree, I bet he's going to come back as full host.
You think? Yeah. It's possible. He may get a taste for it.
Yep.
All right. Let's talk about the movies that are opening this weekend. We'll start with The Underdogs. It's a sports comedy. It stars Snoop Dogg, Tika Sumpter, and George Lopez. Jason 2J's Jennings is a washed-up ex-professional football star who's hit rock bottom. When Jason is sentenced to community service, coaching the Underdogs, an unruly Pee Wee football team in his hometown of Long Beach, California, he sees it as an opportunity to rebuild his public image and turn his life around. As Jason works to transform the foul-mouthed Underdogs into top-notch champions, he reconnects with his past, including an old flame and a few of his ex-teammates, and rediscovers his love of the game. Why, it sounds like Bad News Bears on the football
field. Do you think?
Field.
Nah.
It's an hour and 41 minutes long. It's rated R. It's streaming today. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a pretty low 38%. Also opening is Sometimes I Think About Dying. It's a drama rom-com. It stars Daisy Ridley, Dave Mereg, I'm not sure how to say his last name, and Parvesh China. Lost on the dreary Oregon coast, Fran finds solace in her cubicle, listening to the constant hum of office mates and occasionally daydreaming to pass the time. And she is ghosting through life, unable to pop her bubble of isolation, when a friendly new coworker, Robert, persistently tries to connect with her. Though it goes against every fiber of her being, she may have to give this guy a chance. Running time is an hour and 31 minutes, rated PG-13, limited theater release. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 78%.
Not bad.
All right.
Yeah.
And then finally, Miller's Girl is a drama, stars Jenna Ortega, Martin Freeman, and Gideon Adlin. A talented young writer, Jenna Ortega, embarks on a creative odyssey when her teacher, Martin Freeman, assigns a project that entangles them both in an increasingly complex web. As lines blur and their lives intertwine, professor and protege must confront their darkest selves while straining to preserve their individual sense of purpose and the things that they hold most dear. Running time's an hour, 33 minutes long. Rated R, wide theater release. Rotten Tomatoes score, 25%. Not that good. That's too bad. I want Jenna Ortega to do everything wonderful she does in her life.
Seems like kind of a Lolita thing. You know, the older professor relationship with the younger ingenue.
All right, we are ready for clips. In The Underdogs, which we were just talking about, Snoop plays a washed-up ex-professional football star signed to coaching an unruly Pee Wee football team in his community service. Here, the D-O-double-G connects this movie to his own Snoop Youth Football League.
I coached a couple of underdog teams that wasn't expected to do much. Kids never knew how to play football. And then we grew, me becoming a better coach, them becoming better players. And then eventually these kids end up winning the championship and going to high school and then going to college. And then some of them in the NFL right now, and they still call me coach to this day. So that's the biggest achievement to me, is to be able to still remain coach years after I coach these underdogs.
I said, what?
The Underdogs is available on Prime. Here's the next clip. Masters of the Air brings the story of the 100th Bomb Group, a unit who fought in World War II, nicknamed the Bloody 100th, to the screen. In this clip, producer Tom Hanks talks about hand-selecting which moments of these epic stories he chooses to tell.
It's not just based on truth, but we literally cherry-pick individual specific moments exactly as they are, and it comes down to, I think, for the audience, where that's just an added bonus for them to think, I didn't know that. Not just as far as individual moments, but they didn't know how hard and tactile a process that it was.
First 2 episodes of Masters of the Air are streaming today on Apple Plus. Any military stuff that Tom Hanks is involved in, I love. The movie Greyhound.
Yeah, really
Apple,
good, really good.
I have watched at least a dozen times. I love that movie.
So I watched the first episode last night.
Oh,
or
yeah?
something. I guess the second. Yeah, it is what you want it to be.
Okay.
And the air battles, the depiction is one of those Private Ryan sort of things.
I was worried that it was going to look too slick. Do you know what I mean?
They got it.
Yeah,
Not
they got
gritty
it.
enough?
What's that?
Not gritty enough?
Not gritty enough.
Yeah.
Almost like what they did with the Pearl Harbor movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Steve, how's Austin Butler?
Excellent.
Yeah, okay.
Excellent. The guy's a star.
Yeah, because I can't see him and not think Elvis immediately because I
Man, this World War II's a pain in the ass. Man, look at the size of that war, man. That thing's huge.
Look out!
I can drop some bombs, man. Hope you're ready, Hitler.
Bright lights say they're gonna set my soul.
All right, that's
Gonna drop some bombs on you.
That is your entertainment report for this Friday morning, friend. We're going to take a quick break. Don't forget, coming up around Bizarre File Time, we do have an announcement about an event that is on the way with us and you.
On 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Kathy. So we're going to get to Connoisseur later on, and we'll have some stuff for you to win there. Listen up for your chance, and we're going to try some new mini melts.
Yeah,
I don't even know what flavor we're doing.
What is the flavor?
Let me look ahead here. It looks like we're doing birthday cake flavor. We've done cake pops.
Yes.
So we have not done birthday cake yet. So that's what we'll be sampling in a little while. But I figured since we've got a guest later on this morning in the 9 o'clock hour, if we're going to get rid of my stuff, we need to clean out the junk drawer.
It's the junk drawer. Preston's cleaning out his junk drawer. Getting things out of his junk drawer. Finding stuff here in the junk drawer.
Steve Morrison and Kyle singing together on that one. All right, I could not wait to share this story with you guys. I saw it earlier this week, but Home Depot is now selling the Braveheart William Wallace sword.
All right.
Home Depot
is
now selling the Braveheart William Wallace sword.
That thing is huge, by the way.
Well, it's the one he's holding in the poster.
Yeah, it's gigantic. And so they are going to be selling this. You can now purchase this, and maybe it'll help you overthrow the English army of 1298 AD.
I saw that. I've been to Scotland and saw where all that took place, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Home Depot is now focused. They've clearly found something with their Halloween decorations, and their 12-foot skeletons, and there's a whole novelty section. So this doesn't surprise me that they're going down this route. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I did a white elephant Christmas thingy, Pollyanna.
Right.
And I went to Home Depot to get I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to get.
Right.
But I know that Home Depot is going to have it. And I was right.
Never thought about that.
Yeah, they're expanding that inventory.
May I ask, did you already go to this white elephant thing?
Yes.
What did you purchase then?
A white elephant.
A white elephant. They actually had white elephants there.
Albino elephants.
No, I ended up getting a Bluetooth speaker, like an outdoor Bluetooth speaker, and a portable charger.
Okay. Next time, next white elephant, William Wallace Braveheart sword. Get one of those. It's 40 inches long.
I think I want one.
Yeah. I don't. I know you guys are I don't mind swords. I just don't have anywhere to put it.
I'm sure
thing,
I'm sure it's not like a Renaissance fair level.
What do you mean?
Quality, right? It's
the Renaissance fair swords were awesome.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. These for $49.
Oh no, they're not $49. It's 49. It's 40 inches long.
Oh,
I don't know how much it costs, Steve. I didn't even.
I thought.
see-
Connor, can you throw that picture back up on the?
Did it say that up there?
$49.98.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's cheap. Wow.
You're
So it
saving
can't-
money,
yeah.
though.
You're saving money.
Well, for the frugal sword shopper, it's
Yeah. There was a time when, yes, I used to go to the Renaissance Fair, and they had the pirate ship, and they would do a sword auction.
How
and,
much?
I would get drunk and start buying swords. They were, in the $100 range somewhere. Yeah, and I had, I had my Hattori Hanzo sword. I had Narsil, which I still have. It's in the office.
Yeah. You know what?
That's from Lord of the Rings.
I feel like I'm more of a club guy. You know what I mean? Than I would be a sword guy.
Like Club Med?
No. Like I club you like Captain Caveman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Captain Caveman.
So
are you afraid that you might cut yourself if you have a blade that large?
No, I
swinging
don't-
it around because you can do that easily.
You can. I think maybe I'm more into bludgeoning people to death than I am to cutting off
And
extremities.
slashing and cutting.
Yeah.
Right.
when I see a sword like that, I always think of the first cover of The Shining. Isn't that what he's holding? The jester-like character on the cover of The Shining.
Oh, not the Shining. The Stand. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Correct. So the William Wallace sword, the item describes it as, reclaim. It says, reclaim your freedom from the tyrannical English king with the authentic William Wallace sword.
All right.
It adds that the stainless steel blade comes with an authentic leather sheath that can attach to your belt. The real William Wallace fought and lost against King Edward I during the Battle of Falkirk. And while Home Depot is 700 years too late to aid the Scottish, online users are here for it. So some of the comments in the section in the posting says, is this sword suitable for overthrowing an oppressive English monarchy? Another one says, I have a large fire-breathing dragon in my yard that I need to slay. Will this work, or should I hire an exterminator? Someone else wrote, can I use this to create a sword bouquet for my wedding? In case a horde of orcs decides to crash it or something.
Lowe's is countering with the Marie Antoinette guillotine. You know what? The armor in, I was just watching Lord of the Rings again, the first, the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah.
Their swords are bad. The orcs have some badass swords.
Yeah, so at the Renaissance Fair, they had a full, and you could buy the whole collection, and they had it up on the wall inside the pirate ship of all of the swords from Lord of the Rings. Each one. So they had the orc sword, they had Narsil, they had Bilbo's orc sword.
Excellent.
The other one, the one that would glow, and then they had
Strikers.
Strider. They had Striders, and then what's her name? Liv Tyler's. That curved sword. They had all of them. I'm like, honey.
Do they have shields?
Do you mind? Probably. I didn't
remember
see
that-
those, but
that
probably.
Orc that gets beheaded had a cool shield with spikes at the bottom of it. Yeah.
Hey, why when you're on a plane can you shop for some of that Lord of the Rings stuff in the catalog that they have on airplanes? Like they sell Lord of the Rings jewelry when I'm bored on planes and I start flipping through the
It's
Sky Mall.
Hogwarts or Lord of the Rings?
Well, you're flipping through the Sky Mall catalog, and they have like the Lord of the Rings little clasp that the hobbits wear, and I don't know why those got associated with people on airplanes.
Is there a particular type of sword that is your favorite, like a ninja katana or a samurai sword, or like one of these?
chance I could be bumped to first class?
Like the medieval sword?
Probably a broadsword.
Yeah, broadswords.
They're big. They're cool.
All right, what's the broadsword? Where would I find that?
It's a two-handed.
Yeah.
This would be a broadsword.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's from like medieval times.
Ladies and gentlemen watching our videos
Yeah.
on YouTube, I actually have a broadsword here.
And that comes from broads can't usually swing it because it's heavy, right?
Don't give her the broadsword. All right,
It's not for broads.
this is from the Philadelphia, our friends at Philadelphia Police and Fire Pipes and Drums. They gave us, and it's actually inscribed on here.
Yeah, it's
which
nice.
is pretty cool to the Preston and Steve show. I love this. And they have this little Scottish, I don't know, what would you call that?
A tartan?
A tartan.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Oh, nice.
I would say if you ever get a chance to go and see the whole historical tour of the Braveheart William Wallace.
Yeah, I want to get to Scotland.
It's pretty amazing.
And speaking of that, Steve, our buddy Bo Allen, who used to play for the Eagles, he spent the last week and a half in New Zealand, and he did Hobbiton and the Shire and all that stuff that you can visit where Peter Jackson shot those movies.
I dig that. I want to see where those huge statues at the beginning of the river
I don't think those are real.
Those aren't real.
No.
By the way, so you can also get at through Walmart.com a 41-inch stainless steel sword, the Templar Crusader, a Roman-style centurion sword, as well as a tactical survival spear.
Do you know we had Preston growing up? You talked about the things you used to be able to bring into show and tell.
Yeah,
I brought in a Civil War cavalry sword.
Nice.
That had the protective thing over the hand.
Yeah.
And hey guys, what's that? Steve brought his sword in today.
That would probably be a cutlass.
Yeah, cutlass. Yeah.
Those are awesome. That's really cool, Steve. All right, let's see what else we got in the junk drawer. So all your swords, Home Depot now. All right, how about this? Okay, a 16-year-old in Alabama has spent $3,000 collecting 67 Stanley Cups of various styles and colors over the past year.
How much?
Wow.
$3,000.
Are they going to try and sell them on the
I don't
secondary
know.
market?
This sounds like a completist here.
I wasn't sure if people
Maybe
were...
that's it, just collecting the whole thing.
Yeah, no, but like you have like sneaker flippers and stuff like that. I wasn't sure if this was something maybe this kid was trying to do.
Listen,
Gonna like mod the cups.
Yeah.
if you're going to do it now.
Yeah.
Because this is a 5-minute phase.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that something else is going to, there's going to be copycats, and then it's going to dilute the market, and it's not going to
It'll be
as
DeWalt table saws next.
special anymore.
I've gotten this video like a gazillion times of the cups, and basically it's like the Yeti, and
They're in the cupboard?
They're in the back of the cabinet.
Yeah.
And,
I haven't seen this.
And
Okay.
the Stanley is up front, and they're basically explaining to the Stanley like, you're going to be in the back with us.
The Yetis have moved it back. That is brilliant. So yeah, this kid has spent through his parents, $3,000 collecting 67 of the Stanley Cups.
Kath, you do have a Stanley Cup, right?
I do.
Okay.
It's right
and
there.
So when does it keep the stuff hot the same way the Yeti does, and does it keep it cold the same way the Yeti does?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually think, I wouldn't say that it's better. I think the Yetis start to, like, their seal may go quicker.
Okay.
Interesting.
Like I've heard if you drop these cups, like it actually can like break the seal, like whatever it is that's keeping it cold or warm. So I don't know if I dropped my Yeti or what, but I mean, I still use it. I use my Yeti for the gym, and I use my Stanley for work.
Do you remember the thermoses you would have in your lunch pail when you were a kid? If you were to drop it,
Glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a glass type of insulation, and the parts of glass would break.
In your mom put ice in my drink.
When we were talking about these in the beginning of the year, I had said that my Kath, my thermos that I use for the gym is neoprene, and it's not. It's Nalgene. Neoprene is what you people make wetsuits out of.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't have a neoprene
So
cup.
you're not cold at all. When you're at the
Neoprene is 2 Chainz sister.
I don't like Nalgene's. They don't really do much of anything.
Oh, I love them.
Do you?
Yeah.
They don't keep it cold. They don't keep it hot.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Oh, I like
it just
cold and
keeps
hot.
it BPA free. That's all I care.
I see.
Yeah.
I use Nalgene's.
BPA. What's BPA? I don't know.
I don't know what it is either, but you're not supposed to consume it.
That's what he cares about.
You have
Bad
plastic
plastics.
bottles.
Yes.
Yeah, bad plastic.
Does this have
plastics.
gluten? Why? I don't know. I just don't want it.
BPA does not stand for bad plastics, but that's essentially what it means. But Nalgene's are great for camping and stuff. They just don't keep anything hot or cold.
Nick, I have an OPP certified thermos.
What's that stand for?
Other people.
Okay.
You know what I'm really weird about my
Scratch your temple.
my Nalgene bottle, like so I'll fill it at the gym, right? And if I don't finish it, I either have to dump all the water out or I just have to finish it. I can't mix waters.
You want to make sure you get home in time for Wapner.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, Kath, if you had a water bottle that was a quarter full and you filled it at your
Let
house.
me hear him out, Preston.
I know.
Okay.
Okay,
And you
go
filled it
ahead.
at your house.
Okay, uh-huh.
Okay. Would you be able to then fill it with the water here, the other 75%, or would you have to either dump it or finish it first?
Okay, I don't think you're wrong. I get you on this.
I
Okay?
feel you.
Not totally.
I
just
see
on,
you.
Just on this.
I don't have any like good reasoning behind
Right, you
it.
just I understand it. I actually am understanding it. But would I? Yes, I would. I'll tell you what I have a hard time doing. I will try to finish if there's different brand bottles of water in my refrigerator. So right now, I know it's not great. We're using a lot of bottled water because I don't have filtered water system
And
on
you
my
hate Earth.
refrigerator. Well, because I don't have a refrigerator in my kitchen, whatever. That's the backstory. So we're using a lot of bottled water, and I have a hard time putting the Deer Park in with the Poland Spring. when I put it into my Stanley Cup.
Right?
I will try to finish the Deer Park before I put the Poland Spring.
Mixing is okay.
We know.
We make cocktails and things like that with different ingredients. You know,
Everybody's got their picadillos. guys.
I know.
I love when Kathy eventually commits a murder. They'll go to the house, open the cupboard, and go, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
There he is.
we got it."
All the evidence we need right here.
By the way, here's a text says, my wife and I went into Dick's Sporting Goods the other day, and the cashier told us that somebody came in and dropped $6,000 on all of the new colors of the Stanley Cups.
Wow.
So yeah, they're probably flipping them, Case, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So, selling them.
Drink or flip.
So anyhow, yeah, this kid spent $3,000. Interesting. All right, let's find something else. Women are buying a one-way ticket to Orgasm City for just $20 during the latest Love Honey sale.
All right.
The Love Honey Jessica Rabbit is typically, now this is out of England, so this is written in pounds. So it says 39 pounds, which would be about
$1 million.
$50, somewhere in that range. But it has dropped down to half price to give you a good, happy time this time of year. So
Good happy time.
the shaft comes with 3 different speeds and reversible rotation, but the customization doesn't stop there. You can get it whatever color you want, but it has 3 different speeds and 7 patterns in the rabbit ears to make playtime all the more fun, and it's 100% waterproof. Running on batteries, you don't have to worry about forgetting to charge it, and it makes travel worry-free as you can simply slip them out while you're on the road to ensure there's never an accidental vibrating case.
Does it have Bluetooth?
So apparently it's racked up an average rating of 4.5 stars out of 5 from over 2,600 reviews, but this is like a new next-level vibrator,
Sex toy.
apparently.
So
yeah.
what does it look like again?
It's the rabbit.
rabbit.
You've seen these before.
Okay, I know the rabbit.
So it's a twist on that, from what I understand.
There is a new device that I swear to God, Preston, it is a sex toy. It is new state-of-the-art sex toy that looks like a shoe tree, like a shoe tree.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the F is that?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that for women?
Women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unlike some other toys on the market, this doesn't boast a whisper quiet sound.
Oh,
Apparently
really?
this one's loud. Yes. It says here, I can't read all of this. So, yeah, that's we have audio of it. So there are other rabbits on the market, but for similar levels of satisfaction, it's hard to match the price, apparently. What was that?
That's about a minute and a half of that bizarre sound effect that keeps going on and on.
Okay.
It's a sex toy.
Yeah, it's a sex toy. But apparently the fact that it's priced way down is kind of a big deal.
People are grabbing them up. Now, if you could attach one to a Stanley Cup, you'd be
that's
set.
Man, you would have a home run
It's the
with that
ultimate
one.
boyfriend.
So it's called the Love Honey Jessica Rabbit. And it's half price now, so just wanted to pass that along to you.
And then you get your Braveheart sword and you're ready.
Yeah.
Ready for battle.
By the
I
way,
like this.
here's a text that says, if Kathy commits a murder, that crime scene will be spotless.
Yeah, you guys will never know.
There is actually a series on. Have you seen it? It's about one of these women who goes and cleans up crime scenes.
Listen, that's it. That's an industry that people never really think about.
Right.
Is because if when the authorities come and they're finished with their investigation, they don't clean it up. You've got to find someone else to do that. That's on you. And there are services that will come in and clean up biohazards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You'd be great at it.
I actually know someone who, they didn't know. Actually, no one knew. And they were like, we can't go. We're not going to go clean. We can't go clean that up. And they didn't know about services and they wanted to get it cleaned up. There were children involved and all this kind of stuff. So family members went in and cleaned it up. Because,
Oh my God.
Yeah, if imagine it's a family member has died, it's in a horrible circumstance, and their tissue and blood is all over the place. Imagine you having to clean that up of someone.
Clean it.
It'd
Oh,
be
that's
horrible.
awful.
Yeah.
Look over here. It's a sword from Home Depot.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Going back into the junk drawer. All right, I found something. Oh, there it is. Conshohocken.
Ah, we know that place. That's where Kathy lives.
All right, during the January 9th meeting of West Conshohocken's Borough Council, there was a presentation from a developer that involved a
How long is this going to go on?
289-foot, 25-story mixed-use building that would involve ground floor retail, several floors of parking, 258 apartments, and a rooftop restaurant. Adjacent to the building, a park would be constructed in what is now the parking lot for Borough Hall. Do you know where Borough Hall is?
Yeah, I know exactly where it is.
It's right next to Donkey Hall.
And it's a pretty big parking lot / garage.
So for Conchi, a 25-story building would be pretty damn big.
So right now, the tallest is what, like 18 stories?
I don't even think it's
I don't
that big.
even.
No, yeah, like
I don't
15.
even know.
Yeah, probably 15 at most.
There's the one by where the old fire company is, or I guess it still is the fire company, Kathy, right off of Fayette.
That's the Hook and Ladder and the West something hotel.
Yeah.
I forget the name.
West Side Bar and Grill?
No. Is
All right.
what did they say about West Side? This will be across the street from it, right?
The developers involved are Michael Sloan and Chris McGarity, who own West Side Bar and Grill and Catch
it's
101.
them.
Yeah, in West Conshohocken. Along with Jasper's Backyard,
Yeah.
which I think I've been there before. Restaurant, right?
Jasper's has an amazing strawberry tequila.
It's just strawberry tequila.
Is someone joining you?
No.
Do they have a little dessert flight that you can get? Is that the place I'm thinking of?
I'm not sure.
I think I went there years ago.
Okay.
So,
Kathy, where's the place in Conchi you told me about the bread?
That's Barluca.
Barluca.
They also own Plymouth meeting-based Corman Properties. That's where I first moved to, the Corman Suites, when I first moved to Philly. The purpose of the presentation was for the developer to seek feedback from the Borough Council and public to determine if it's a realistic move. If it is realistic to move forward to seek approval, no application has been submitted yet, but they're trying to get that to go.
So the hotel is Weston, Maine. That's the name of the hotel, and then there's
Welcome.
The Weston, Maine.
Thank you for staying here.
That took so this is like I would say similar in like the beginning stages of this, and that hotel and that whole revitalization right there took a while. So if this does go into effect, it's still years away.
How tall do you think that Marriott is? That's right near the Wawa and the Sunoco. Like that's probably like 12 or 13, right?
Yeah, it has
That's
to be.
the tallest building.
They have a nice little mini skyline there with the industrial buildings and the corporate buildings.
By the way, speaking of skylines, I saw this story, but I didn't get a chance to pull it. But there's a developer wants to build the tallest building, I think, in the world.
Yeah.
If not the world, in the U.S., in Oklahoma City.
In Oklahoma City.
Like, it would look so ridiculously out of place. It wouldn't make any sense at all.
They showed a graphic, a rendering of it, and basically, Nick, it's like this gigantic knitting needle sticking out of the ground with nothing around it.
Is it like an oil baron or something?
I didn't read into it altogether.
That's interesting. You guys know why a lot of that development has happened in Conchi over the last 20 or 30 years is because of the Blue Route. Like, Conshohocken was a pretty blue-collar town for a long time, and all of the buildings were much lower. And when the Blue Route opened, it allowed a lot of traffic to flow off the Schuylkill, or people coming to from 95 all the way up to the Turnpike, and the Blue Route really helped spur
I believe
development in that town.
What they have to do is fix that exchange off of the Schuylkill.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's just,
to get into Conshohocken?
During rush hour, it's a freaking nightmare.
It's just one lane. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how you can fix it. I just don't, because the infrastructure, like on the other side of
all of that, Kathy. That interchange that takes you into Conshohocken or out of Conshohocken, either to get onto the Blue Route or onto the Schuylkill. Like it's single lanes a lot of times. It's just, and there's a lot of traffic going through
and
there.
there's no
the bridge, all of it.
You just have to sit.
You just got to sit.
You really have no. They fixed when across the street from that hotel, they did change the structure of the lanes there and the turning lanes, and that has really helped, which I think alleviates some of the congestion, right at Front Street, but not completely, obviously, because it's one lane leading into it.
Well, since we're sitting here, I guess I'll walk to Guppy's.
All right, so that'll be interesting. See if that comes to fruition.
Yeah, I love all that stuff that's happening there.
Yeah, no, that's cool. All right, let me see what else I can find here. All right, let's go with this. So a Reddit user had created a chart showing the rising cost of streaming services since 2011.
Curious about this.
And the question is, are streaming services cheaper than cable? And once you put it all together. And there was not a definitive answer in this particular article that I saw.
Because it would depend on how many you have.
So,
right?
yeah, well, it would. But if you added them, if you had them all, and would it be less than, a cable subscription? So, excuse me, Netflix used to cost $8 a month. It will now set users back $15.50.
Mm-hmm.
Hulu's services have increased by $6 since 2015. And Max, formerly HBO, now costs $16 monthly. CBS and Peacock have raised their prices by $2. The numbers represent what Americans would pay for the cheapest ad-free plans. And I heard that Netflix is going to drop their cheapest ad-free plan. I just saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw yesterday that Peacock has cost NBC Nick, maybe you can do it quickly.
Sure.
$2.5 billion, that investment.
Wow.
Like some
cost them
crazy
that?
money. Yeah, it was just, it might have been in the Inquirer or whatever, for the local stuff. But yeah, it was the Peacock between the streaming and the actual channel. It's been a loser. But I there's stuff on Peacock I watch.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. In fact, they have the new Ted series, the Seth MacFarlane.
Right.
There was a football game this year in the playoffs where you had to have Peacock in order to watch it. That's one I don't have because I don't have cable. So I don't have Peacock, and I also don't have Paramount Plus. And I've said this on the air before, but I kind of pick and choose, and I'll go with one first stretch.
Yeah. And
then if I don't use it for a while, I'm like, you know what? I don't need it this month. It's so easy to cancel and sign back up again if you want. And so
I should do that.
Sometimes if you cancel it, you then get I will either immediately or a few months later, if I haven't bought the subscription again, you get a free month.
Yeah, an introductory offer.
Not even introductory. They're like, hey, we want you to come back, take a free month because you automatically sign up then, and probably most people forget to cancel it, and now you're like, oh, I have whatever again.
Yeah, they'll want you. They want to bring in. The tough part about these streaming services, or one of the tough things, is I think is if there's a show you're kind of watching casually, forgetting what service it's on.
Oh yeah.
Do you use
is that on Prime or is that on Hulu?
Do you use you have a Apple TV?
I do, but I don't really use it anymore because I just go straight to the.
I got you. If you go through that as a portal, their program, their classification, their listing program is very good.
Roku is too.
Roku is good.
They do the same thing. I didn't realize that until my sister showed me. I'm like, oh my God, I can search every single show on this. And it's awesome.
It will take all from the different streamers that you're watching and lay them all in a row there, and you can say you were just watching this. Do you want to go back to that?
And I actually, Preston, just discovered on Roku how to
audio.
No, change the thumbnails on. Yeah, so because I would go to my Roku and let's say Apple. If I wanted to go to my Apple app, that was all the way at the bottom, and I would have to go all the way down. But now I have all of the, I would say, top 9 apps that I use concentrated at the top of the thing. Yeah,
make it convenient. Why not? Those streamers will continue to rise, most definitely. I think that's all we're gonna have time for.
What?
Yeah, I think we're gonna close it out.
That was a junk drawer. Preston's closing up his junk drawer. There's nothing left here in the junk drawer. Until next time, that was the junk drawer.
By the way, Nick pulled up this article. Peacock quarterly loss narrows to $825 million.
They're on the way up.
As the streamer hits 31 million subscribers. But if it was in the billions, that's a big improvement.
I will tell you this. There's stuff on there I watch.
You know who they quote in this article, Steve, is Brian Roberts, who lives in Philadelphia.
Oh. They never thought to talk to me.
No. Well, you know what? Maybe they did.
Here I am saying nice things about Peacock, and then nary a call.
All right, so some things we're going to do. When we return, we're going to have information about an event that's on the way, and you will need to know it. And also, at some point this morning, we will start getting people on board for the Great American Smokeout.
Yeah!
Dr. Rosenpenis will be here. Rosenberg.
Yeah.
And this will be, what date are we doing that? Wednesday the 31st, so next Wednesday. So listen up. I just want to give you a heads up. If you're a smoker and you're sick of it, you're tired of it, and you want to quit for good, this might work for you. So stay tuned because we'll start getting people on board for that. You'll have to come here to the radio station because we do this live.
We've seen it happen.
But next Wednesday, check your calendar first before I go and start asking people to call in and see if you're free, and then stand by because we'll have your opportunity to join us. All right, when we get back, Bizarre File story, so hang out for a moment. Nick.
On 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you, Kathy. The announcement that we have to make is simple, but I will pass this information along now. Registration is now open for the Cardboard Classic. Yes, you can now register your sleds, and the event is going to be the whole Mountain Fest event is March 1st and 2nd.
What an amazing event.
At Montage Mountain in Scranton, PA. And so we will be doing the Cardboard Classic on March 1st. Starts at 10 a.m. Free to attend, by the way. Sled building materials, you can use cardboard, tape, string, and glue. And, of course, you can decorate with things like paint. And the sled registration is now available at WMMR.com/Cardboard Classic. The registration deadline is February 25th, by the way. And we do have some cash prizes that are given away. This is more of a... it's just more of an honorary thing if you win or place well. But we do have $1,000 for the best design.
Yes.
$500 for the fastest sled as well, plus prizes for the Preston and Steve favorite fail, which will be announced later on. So, fastest category, we're going to select 25 participants from those that apply as part of the registration form. The fastest is for solo riders only. But we're stoked about Mountain Fest at Montage. Friday, after the Cardboard Classic at 5 p.m., Collective Soul is performing live. I love it.
That's so cool.
And Saturday, the 502s at 2:30 in the afternoon, and OAR headlines at 5 p.m. Concert tickets and VIP packages are on sale now. But get registered at WMMR.com/Cardboard Classic. Nick, what did you pull up here?
There's a few posts on a few different Instagram sites of guys that build these year after year, and the guys in Cardboard Sled Union 933.
Oh, they're awesome.
They're doing another one this year, and I simultaneously like seeing this stuff because I like seeing the progress, and I also don't like seeing it because I like being surprised by the finished product when they get up to Montage. But the thing that they're doing this year, and I won't say it on air, it looks so damn cool and so damn funny.
All right.
And Steve, you are going to absolutely love it. It's just badass.
Then I'm gonna wait.
These are the guys that did the Harry Potter sled a few years ago.
So the Cardboard Classic Union 933, there's a picture of one of the guys who's holding up a flag that has that on it. Nick, look on his shoulder. That's a tattoo of that on his back.
You're right. I didn't even put two and two together.
A Cardboard Classic tattoo on his shoulder.
Oh my God.
It's the Cardboard Classic Union 933, and he's got a very good size, like the size of your entire hand spread out on his left shoulder of that very thing. That's phenomenal. That's commitment.
Yes.
That's the type of people we're dealing with here, folks. No effing around at Cardboard Classic. But if you just want to have some fun as well and put something together to just be a part of it, we certainly invite you to do that, too. You don't have to be going for the grand goal. You can just come out and have some fun and create something. Bert Kreischer did it and his crew.
It doesn't matter.
They put together a sled, and the whole thing was just to run it down the hill. Hang on, Pat from Cardboard Sled Union 933 is on the line. Hey, Pat.
Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, buddy. All right, is that you in the picture?
Which picture is this?
Of the guy with no shirt on with his back to the camera with the flag?
That is me.
And is that a tattoo on your shoulder of the Cardboard Classic Union 933?
Yeah, so what happened was right after we won with the Hogwarts Express, everything shut down because of COVID. We kind of made hell freeze over with that. I apologize because it took 10 years for us to win. But I wanted to celebrate and get a tattoo, so we got our logo tattooed on my back. We have another member that actually has a tattoo. She has it on her thigh. So we're slowly chipping away, getting everybody to get tattoos now.
Dude, that Hogwarts sled was one of the most
unbelievable.
solid construction I've ever seen.
Unbelievable.
It was incredible.
Pat, you guys have had some great names of all the different sleds over the years, and I didn't realize this until recently, but like you guys, not only do you create these incredible sleds that go down the hill, but there are names that are associated with them. So if you go to your Instagram account, there's like the one that's and they're all like phallic related. One is when you guys did the Jaws boat. It was Quint has a big enough boat that for me. The one was you guys did Ghostbusters one year, and it was Bill Murray can cover me in ectoplasm. Like it's one sort of subtle sexual joke after another. I love them. They're so creative.
Let me read one of my favorites.
Harry Potter can easily handle 9 3/4 inches or something like that.
Yeah. And there's another one. Atreyu wants Moonchild to ride his luck dragon. That one was amazing. The ears went up on it.
It was excellent.
Well, I'm hoping that this year we're doing Top Gun themed. We're going to do an F-14. I'm hoping that the wings maybe take off and we can fly over the crowd or something.
Yes.
You know what?
I wouldn't doubt that you guys are able to pull something that's actually aerodynamic together.
And the folks at Montage are very receptive. They will tailor the run. In fact, they got some notes from last year about how to improve it a little bit more because the velocity that people were picking up towards the end of it was almost a little frightening.
With the nose cone of this plane, and we just put a piece on, almost like a little spear. Like we don't want to go through anybody.
Yeah.
On somebody, and
Yeah, that would ruin a good time. Yeah.
But yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's been every year's a blast. We've been doing it since 2011. But anybody that goes out, it's worth checking out. It's worth going to Montage Mountain. Awesome location now.
Yep.
And feel free to hit us up. I put up a thing on Reddit as well. We're willing to help out anybody with like little tips and trade
Excellent,
if you will. So
yeah, there is a fraternity amongst the sled builders that's wonderful. Bob Haven's another one. The Dirty Delco engineers,
Mr. Pina,
Bob, Mike, and Steve. We have a little text group, so we're always batting stuff around and
the Tiki guys.
Yes.
There's a whole awesome group. So excellent. All right, Pat, we're looking forward to seeing you there. Good luck with your construction, my man.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, we'll see you. How about that, dude?
And
what a community.
We should make Kathy the snow queen this year because it'll be her first. It'll be the first year
at Montage.
We got to do it last year.
Yeah.
You can be our official snow queen.
She's the snow queen.
I love it.
I love it.
All right, well, there it is. The information, WMMR.com. Get to it. Let's ring in Friday.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Special Olympics Pennsylvania, inviting you to join Nick McElwain and Team MMR at the Philadelphia Polar Plunge, February 10th, Citizens Bank Park. Information at phillyplunge.org. Okay, we'll start with this. Aditya Verma is facing a fine of $120,000 for a terrorism joke he made while flying to Spain. In July, Verma, listen to this, sent a message to his friends on Snapchat saying, "On my way to blow up the plane. I'm a member of the Taliban."
Oh my God.
Oh, boy.
Like,
Come on.
not even subtle.
No.
Not anywhere near it. The joke prompted the Spanish Air Force to send 2 fighter jets to escort the EasyJet flight. Verma faces a public disorder charge, and $150,000 of the fine he's facing is for the cost of deploying the jets. He didn't put his message on Facebook or advertise it. This is according to his lawyer. He said he didn't put it on Facebook or advertise it. What he did was the equivalent of making a joke inside a car with friends.
Yeah, well.
Right. Yeah.
You can't go anywhere near that stuff.
You cannot. All right, listen to this. A woman who cleans offices spiked her colleague's coffee with Viagra, according to a court. This is in England. Karen Beale had worked at Envirograph, a fire safety product producer. for 7 years when she allegedly was caught lacing Nescafe instant coffee with a foreign substance. She was filmed at the factory in September 2018 by a hidden camera after a staff member claimed that her morning cup tasted odd. The drink had blue and white specks in it.
Wow.
Police were informed, and it was later discovered that 2 coffee jars contained a number of abnormal ingredients. This included sildenafil, which is an erectile dysfunction treatment sold under the Viagra brand, as well as a medication for high cholesterol. The prosecutor, Matthew Hodgett, said no matter what, not what you would expect to be in Nescafe. The 13-minute-long footage was said to have shown Beal wearing blue latex gloves as she picked up a jar of coffee, shook it, and removed the lid and placed it back on the shelf. It was claimed that...
Damn, that's good coffee.
She had already added the substances to the jar when the footage was captured and was checking that it was still there. So they have several clips of her doing this and adding it to the coffee.
That's something, these stories, and you've had stuff that's, obviously much worse for you than Viagra, but
I don't know why she...
lunatics.
I don't know why she decided to add that to it. The court heard that the following her arrest, she was fined or fired for gross misconduct. A suspected cocaine dealer was found hiding inside of his dryer in the kitchen area when police raided a Louisiana residence. Armed with a search warrant and arrest warrants, cops arrived at the home seeking to collar Darren Pittman, who allegedly had been selling crack from a 2-bedroom apartment.
Was he in the dryer itself or the lint trap?
Investigators were met with Michelle Smith, who yelled several times that Pittman, her boyfriend, was not at the residence. Smith would subsequently be arrested for obstruction.
There's nobody in here.
Chade Johnson was also busted when he fought with police after arguing the validity of the search warrant, but Pittman was not initially visible when cops arrived and tangled with Smith and Johnson. But the 766-square-foot apartment did not offer an abundance of places to hide. Officers said that cops had detected movement in the kitchen, entering the apartment. Pittman was later located inside the dryer in the kitchen area where officers heard movement earlier.
This would be pretty small,
He's
right?
got to be small. He's facing felony and misdemeanor drug counts and is locked up in lieu of $17,000.
This is a contortionist.
Let's see. This is really weird, and I don't know all the details on this, but a California woman who fell into a pot-fueled psychosis after getting high on drugs and stabbed her boyfriend 108 times before slicing her own neck as police tried to stop her will not face any prison time, according to a judge.
Yeah, this story is wild.
Jurors found Bryn Spelcher, 32-year-old from Ventura County, guilty in December of involuntary manslaughter. She stabbed her boyfriend, Chad O'Melia, 108 times while high on cannabis. The stabbing took place overnight between May 27th and 28th. At her apartment in Thousand Oaks, California. Those are all the details that I have in this particular story.
I read a little bit more, but obviously the strength of this pot, I guess, this cannabis was outlandish. But they did make the point that you usually don't have people freaking out in a violent rage.
Yeah, that bad.
Yeah,
it's weird.
So the question is, was there anything else at play?
One last story. Brazilian University professor allergic to many substances spent an entire transatlantic flight in an airplane lavatory after a severe reaction to the in-flight fish meal.
Dude, that was me coming back from Germany. Yeah, I knew that bathroom in and out.
Lucas Goncalves Diaz, who is allergic to peanuts, seafood, dairy, latex, and more, informed the airline of his condition before the flight. When the airline served fish, causing a strong smell, he experienced symptoms and sought refuge in the bathroom.
I had the lasagna.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
The only place with a constant air filter. According to the New York Post, he remained there until the flight landed in Portugal. Diaz, who has been hospitalized multiple times due to his allergies, took the extreme measure to avoid a serious reaction.
Yes, I remember.
I had the lasagna. All right, and there you go. That's what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, we're going to take a break. When we get back, ice cream. Yay! We're having some mini melts and the Connoisseur, which means a lot of stuff for you to win. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Before we fully break, I would like to take 2 people who really want to quit smoking.
Yes.
To be a part of the Great American Smokeout with Dr. Rosenpenis with us next Wednesday. You have to be here at the radio station, have your morning off. We'll take the first 2 callers who can make it and who want to quit for good to join us. All right, 215-263 WMMR. We'll be back in a moment.
3 WMMR.
Thank you, Kathy. Connoisseur time.
For the Connoisseur with Master Chef Preston Elliott.
Thank you, Mr. Announcer. And you hear that shaking noise? That is Steve shaking his Mini Melts ice cream. The Connoisseur is brought to you by Mini Melts ice cream, by the way. Thank you very much, Casey, for the music. A reminder that you can get Mini Melts ice cream at 7-Eleven throughout the Delaware Valley. You have to look for the special case. Mind you, we have one of our own in the studio. So the new flavor that we are trying is, it is the birthday cake flavor.
Hey, it's your birthday!
It was my birthday yesterday, so a little bit late. But we can sample these now. So dive in, help yourself, gang, and I'll tell you a little bit about the whole thing. Mini Melts birthday cake flavor sprinkled with rainbow sprinkles. It is a fun flavor, sure to be added to any celebratory vibe you have going on. Candles not included, but as always, the spoon is. And what do you guys think so far? You're sampling.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know how this tastes like a birthday cake.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It completely tastes like a birthday cake. I don't know how they do that.
It's got sprinkles.
Yes.
Yep.
Wait, we didn't do birthday cake before?
No, we
did
did
cake
cake
pops.
pops.
Oh,
Cake
but I
pops.
thought, okay.
Yeah. They had little chunks of cake pops in it.
Yeah, I
this-
remember that.
This vanilla / birthday cake flavor is the top 3 for me, man.
Really? Okay. What I love about Mini Melts is when you put it in your mouth, it is. Shut up.
Yeah, keep going.
When you put.
You keep eye contact.
Yeah.
Well, you do that. When you put it in your mouth, it does not feel like regular ice cream, and you're like, "What am I getting into?" And then it settles in, and that flavor hits, and you're like, "Oh my God, this is fantastic!" So it's a little surprise.
Very much. But it tastes exactly like cake.
All right. So, Mini Melts, 7-Eleven, you can get them. And a reminder that Mini Melts ice cream is free from soy, egg, peanut, tree nut, and sesame as well. So it's safe for a lot of
You're covered.
people who have various allergies and whatnot.
Home
But
run.
keep in mind that these are single serve, and they come with the spoon inside. So grab one when you're on the way out when you see it at 7-Eleven. So I love it. I think it's fantastic. And my favorite is the brownie. I love that. And
Brownie was excellent. The one that blew me away the most, totally unexpected, cotton candy.
Cotton candy, yeah, agreed. Hang on, Marissa can talk so we can all eat her.
Do you guys know that Sleep Theory, when they came in studio earlier this week, raided the fridge? In fact, the singer, Cullen, didn't get any and the rest of the band did. They were all on the bus. They came back up to get some. He's like, wait, where's this Mini Melts that everyone's talking about? This ice cream looks great.
Telling you, when you try it, you will be sold.
So we catered the entire Sleep Theory bus with Mini Melts ice cream. Thank you.
Nice.
I love it. All right, thank you, Mini Melts, for sponsoring The Connoisseur. All right, let's get in some food stories. We're going to start with a really big one. And I thought about talking about it yesterday when we had Nick Elmy in because it would have been appropriate. But I figured I'd save it for The Connoisseur. But the Philadelphia region has racked up 10 semifinalist nominations for the 2024 James Beard Awards.
Isn't that amazing?
Prestigious honor in the culinary industry. Interesting thing about James Beard, and Marissa knows way more about him than I do, but on the Apple TV, it's on Max, the show Julia, which is about Julia Childs. James Beard is represented in the movie. There's a character playing him.
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
it's really cool. Like, he and Julia were really, really good friends. And I didn't know much about James Beard other than the award.
Is James Beard in Game of Thrones, too?
He's not in Game of Thrones, but he is in Julia. So the local people that are nominated, I'll go through the list. There's 10 of them. Outstanding chef is Domenico Jimenez. What was that?
Steve
Not
eating?
me.
Wait, I said his name wrong. It's not Domenico. It's Dionisio. Dionisio Jimenez at Cantina La Martina in Philadelphia. Up for emerging chef is Yun Fuentes of Bolo in Philadelphia. All of these are in Philadelphia. What am I talking about? Best new restaurant nominated is My Loop. Marissa, you probably know all of these, I would imagine, all these people and all these restaurants.
Yeah, Dionisio is the first one. Bolo is right next to Helium Comedy Club. So anybody who's heading to shows this weekend or ever, highly recommend. And My Lou.
My Loop.
My Lou.
My Lou.
The P is silent.
L-O-U-P?
It's French.
Oh, stop it
That's
with that.
the wolf.
It means the wolf?
Well, Lulu is the wolf.
Okay, yeah.
Like hungry like Lalu.
So this would
Are
be
you
My
sending
Wolf.
in the wolf? That's all you had to say.
That's all you had to say.
Shit.
Whoops.
Dude, are you serious?
Oh my God, dude.
He's had a rough week.
It's
Nick just blatantly and clearly dropped an S-bomb on the mic.
He was doing it in a lie.
He was trying to do.
I thought we were off air for a
He
moment.
was trying to do a Samuel L. Jackson impression.
I'm such an idiot.
No, we weren't. We're on air. Nick.
Okay.
See that red light on your microphone?
That's right. Yeah, I forgot
Okay.
that part.
It's in honor of Bill because we started missing him this week.
Yeah. Bill blatantly dropped an F-bomb on one of our live broadcasts. All right, so outstanding bakery, Isgro Pastries, I-S-G-R-O.
Yeah, we've had them.
Oh, yeah.
They
Iskro?
brought in pastries for Lisanne Walters.
Wonderful. Well, they are nominated. How about that? Outstanding wine and other beverages is a kitchen and bar. Am I saying that right? I should just hand this over to Marissa.
A Kitchen's right on Rittenhouse Square.
A kitchen, and then it has a little plus sign bar. So I'm assuming it's a kitchen and bar. Okay.
It means the wolf.
They do vinyl nights on Mondays.
And then, excuse me, Best Chef Mid-Atlantic. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nominees from our area.
Wouldn't you drown?
What?
Mid-Atlantic?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean in the ocean. Dane DeMarco of Gassan, Maine in Haddonfield. Carlos Aparicio of El Chingon in Philadelphia. I'm sure I'm getting these wrong. El Chingon.
El Shingong. Yeah, you got it.
Jesse Ito of Royal Sushi and Izakaya. Randy Rucker of River Twice.
He's a big fish fan, Casey.
Oh, Randy Rucker is?
Yep.
That's probably pretty cool.
And Omar Tate of Honeysuckle Provisions.
And we had those guys in to promote Manna a few months ago.
Wonderful.
Oh, they're really, yeah.
Amazing people on this list.
So, when are the awards? These are the nominees.
Those are the nominees, yeah.
So, the awards will be crowned on, it says here, finalists will be announced on April 3rd. Winners will be crowned on June 10th. So, there's more. They're going to narrow it down to finalists.
Yeah, this is like the first round. That Gas in Maine that you mentioned there, Sarah was telling me about it in Haddonfield. They do like grown-up SpaghettiOs and like really fancy hot dogs.
Grown
And really,
spaghetti.
yeah.
I love spaghetti.
It's on my list to try out.
Hey, what was Nick Elmy yesterday off air saying about Michelin star?
He said it on there. The case of the we don't have.
We don't
for
have
some
that
reason
here.
Philadelphia gets passed over.
Is not Michelin
when
rated.
Michelin is rating restaurants, and as you pointed out rightly, Preston, the Michelin rating is the paramount rating.
Yeah, so he was saying that the James Beard Awards are prestigious and important. He said some people refer to them as the Emmys of the restaurant world.
Right.
But he said the Michelin star that's the gold seal. You get a star. You can punch your ticket.
And business wise, that is a massive boost.
It's world renowned.
Yes.
You know, you'll read the
good
Michelin.
guy.
Yeah, yeah, but you'll read the Michelin guide if you're traveling abroad, or if people who are from abroad travel here, they'll see that.
And
And
it's
it
literally it's Michelin tires.
Yeah, it is.
Same company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild. That they've become so.
Hey, Home Depot sells
It's swords. Everybody's branching out. All right, let's play a clip of a movie that mentions food or drink. And if you can identify what movie it's from, we have a prize that you can win. So, yeah, we got to play this one first. Nick, Steve, you guys are going to love this. Here we go. What movie is this from?
What was it we had for dinner tonight?
Well, we had a choice, steak, fish.
Yes, I remember. I had lasagna.
All right, 215-263 WMMR. Call if you know the answer. All right. I like to travel in and out of the prestigious stuff and into the more pedestrian things and
Where we
into
live.
junk food and all that. So, the 2024 Dolly Parton Duncan Hines collection is here. And the third Dolly Parton baking collection goes up for sale. It just went on sale yesterday.
Are these chess pieces?
They're not. You can get the Bake Like a Rock Star kit for $40, and it includes 4 of the new Dolly Parton Duncan Hines items, and those would be the cinnamon swirl crumb cake and muffin mix.
Oh, I'm down with that.
The blueberry muffin and bread mix.
Oh, I'm down with that.
The favorite chocolate cake mix.
Oh, I'm down with that.
And Dolly's popular creamy chocolate buttercream.
I think I'm down with that.
You're down with that.
But she has a cornbread too. The cornbread's not in there?
No, this is the special Bake Like a Rock Star kit. So I'm sure you can get the cornbread separately.
Because she has she also has a Valentine's Day Dolly Parton mixed treat box, which comes with like some of like the measuring spoons and Hershey Kisses.
She also has a Butcher Holler Sibian.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's mean it would.
By the way, speaking of cake mixes, so whenever my wife's aunt, who lives in Sweden, comes to the States, she takes back boxes of cake mix because they don't sell them in Sweden.
What kind? What brand does she go with? When she
I don't
takes them
know.
back?
I'm not sure.
Because Duncan Hines is kind of a default, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Betty Crocker,
Sara Lee.
Yeah.
There's a few
Home
different
Depot.
ones. Betty Crocker would be a good one, yeah. An exclusive, you also get an exclusive magnet featuring a popular illustration of Dolly from the Duncan Hines packaging, Dolly-inspired collectible oven mitt, 3 recipe cards that feature some of Dolly's favorite recipes like lemon-glazed blueberry crumb cake and coffee cake muffin.
and a downloadable MP3 of Drinkenstein.
She wrote that, you know? So if you would like to, they just went on sale yesterday, I believe. So I don't know if they're sold out or not, but you can go to shop.duncanhines.com to get them.
Budweiser, you created a monster, and they called him Drinkenstein. In the tavern down the street is the laboratory where he makes the transformation all the time. In a shine of diamond pints of ounces and it doesn't be different every time.
Shut up, Sly. Shut up.
No, keep singing.
All right. We'll see if somebody knows what movie this is from.
What was it we had for dinner tonight?
Well, we had a choice, steak, fish.
Yes, I remember. I had lasagna.
All right, we're gonna go to Joe. Hey, Joe. Good morning.
Good morning, Preston.
All right, buddy. What movie is it from?
Airplane.
Airplane, of course. Hang on, Joe. Casey's going to tell you what you want. I'm going to have some mini melts.
All right. Hey, Joe, for you, we have a pair of tickets for the Flyers alumni game. That is tonight at the Wells Fargo Center. The Flyers alumni roster will feature a Flyer from every decade and face off against the Bruins and the Bruin greats like Ray Bourque, making this a must.
Bourque?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bork.
Making this game a must-watch for every Flyers fan. Now, tickets start at just $25, and all proceeds benefit Flyers alumni and Flyers charities, and fans can get their tickets at FlyersCharities.com.
By the way, as I eat these mini melts, this is the first food I've eaten all day because for my birthday last night, and I can mention this because Bill doesn't work here anymore, I went to Redstone.
Chuck's okay with it. He likes
with my family, Redstone and Plymouth meeting, and they brought out all this dessert. It was ridiculous. I was still full when I woke up this morning. Like I felt like
Isn't that wild?
I way overdid it.
He didn't have his drive-in banana.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was. Is that what it's called? The drive-in banana?
I don't know. You said you eat it every day when you drive in, right?
Oh, I didn't. I thought you meant the banana dessert I had last night. Because you were going on about that.
Well, no.
No, but I didn't have my banana to work this morning.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
too full from dinner last night.
So
at 5.
My dessert of choice, well, I should say Jace's dessert of choice is the cookie sundae there. It is really incredible, but he refuses to have anything else. And they do have this amazing banana dessert that looks so good. And I've had it like one time before, but Jace will never let me get it.
It's fantastic. So thank you to the gang. We had a great meal at Redstone.
We got to get them to advertise.
Let's play another clip. See if you can identify what movie this clip
I think this one's going to be tough.
is from. Okay. All right. Let's try it out. Here we go.
You traveling alone? Not unless you count team spirit.
Wombats!
All right, let me tell you one. I have a new one. Listen, pork chop, greasy, greasy. We beat their team easy.
Wombats!
Okay.
Wow, I don't know this.
I don't know that either. I love it though.
It sounds like Elf.
215-263-WMMR. Call now. Order up. All right, I would like to mention this, and I know it's a little bit out of the way, But if you happen to be going through Denver, you might want to stop by the Dewey Beer Company because they are opening up a new tap room in Denver, and this is the third location and first expansion out of Delaware for them. The new location had a soft open apparently yesterday, and by the way, Marissa's husband is the guy behind the Dewey Beer Company.
So my brothers-in-law love this beer. They love the beer that Marissa's husband, and they just go on about it.
Yeah, Matt joined Dewey Beer a few years ago. His friends Scott, Mike, and Brandon opened it a bunch of years ago.
Okay.
And Matt's been leading
Hi, Mike.
sales team, so he went out to open this location.
Awesome.
Sorry, I thought you were going to talk more.
Well, so any Denver listeners, please stop by.
And the Great
Say
American
hi.
Beer Festival is
Yeah, so that's how this all got started.
Yeah.
It's all in Preston's story right there. Are you done? Are you done eating?
I am.
Okay.
So, as part of his expansion, the Denver site will operate as a production facility and offer exclusive beers. Dewey is known for flagship beers like its Hazy Swishy Pants IPA and the El Trono Mexican Lager, which is fantastic, Preston approved, as well as fast-rotating World of Fruit beers with flavors like cherry cobbler and pineapple, orange, vanilla, dessert stouts flavored like cannoli, and crisp pilsners, as classic as it gets. So, yeah, they had a pop-up during the Great American Beer Festival, and that kind of led them to meeting the right people and finding a location that was available, and eventually now they're opening up in Denver.
I love to see this, especially
Now-
when microbreweries and beer creators in this area fan out and start to take off.
Marissa, do you mind if I dovetail into another local brewery story?
Of course not. We love the beer world.
So
but
10, yes.
Go to Dewey.
10-7 Brewing Company in PA have partnered with Laurel House.
Laurel House,
which
we
is
know-
a charity that I back quite firmly, and walk a mile in her shoes and all that stuff. So
I have the contorted feet to prove my support.
they have a brand new beer called Laurel House Lager, and the beer is going to help raise money for the organization and awareness about domestic violence. So on next Thursday, the 1st, 10-7 Brewing Company and Laurel House are going to host a release party and a fundraiser for the first release of Laurel House Lager. It's a 5.5% dry hopped Pilsner featuring Laurel hops.
I didn't know that.
Hence the name. A portion of the proceeds are going to be donated to their cause. The beer will be available initially at 10-7 Brewing in North Wales, and we'll see some distribution across Montgomery and Bucks counties. And Laurel House just reminds you that if you need to reach out for an issue, if you know someone or you need help because of a domestic violence situation, you can call 1-800-642-3150 or visit laurel-house.org for more information. I got mini melts in the back of my throat.
Preston, take a moment to swallow because I wanted to mention that Laurel House is actually hiring right now. So if you go to their website, laurel-house.org, and you're looking for work, they are hiring.
Wonderful. All right, let's see if you can identify this movie.
Traveling alone? Not unless you count Team Spirit. Wombats! All right, let me tell you one. I have a new one. Listen, pork chop, greasy, greasy. We beat their team easy.
All right, let's go to Matt. Hey, Matt, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, you know the movie?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It is 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
Yes, that is absolutely correct.
That's right, man.
Here's what we have for you.
All right, Matt, you seem like a movie buff, so I got a pair of passes for an advanced screening of Lisa Frankenstein. The latest coming-of-age film from Focus Features is going to be on Monday, February 5th at 7 p.m. at the PFS East Theater, and that's on 2nd Street in Old City. And you can go to WMMR.com for another chance to win tickets, and the online entry deadline for that is next Friday, Groundhog Day at 11 a.m. This film is set in the 1980s. It's a comedic horror story with two teenagers who embark on a journey to find love. Lisa Frankenstein hits theaters nationwide Friday, February 9th.
I want to see that.
I say February. Did you guys say February?
February.
I used to say February.
Yeah.
And then I realized it wasn't spelled that way, so I say February.
Okay.
I kind of almost
I say schedule.
February.
I feel like I say it differently depending on how it's in the sentence or whatever. Maybe, kind of like caramel or caramel.
Right. And sometimes if you pronounce it the way it should be pronounced, people look at you like, what are you?
Yeah. But it's okay. You're with friends.
Thank you.
It's like orangutan.
Case, I would like to play this clip next.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Yes.
And let's see if you can identify this movie. It's a food clip. Let's see if you know what this is from. Here we go.
Pop, I wish you'd try the low-fat bacon. Well, you can wish in one hand and crap in the other and see which gets filled first.
All right, 215-263 WMMR. Order up. All right, so a young mother has created a stir online for her pronunciation of the word
February.
Broccoli.
Okay.
No, since we're talking about pronunciations, let's go with broccoli. Now, I personally have never heard anyone pronounce the word broccoli other than broccoli, right?
Broccoli.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
she...
Where's she from?
I believe she's in Australia.
May I guess how she pronounced it?
Yes.
Broccoli?
No, not broccoli. So Caitlin Young posted the video on TikTok in an attempt to understand how personal shoppers pick produce for each other. She questioned if they gave online customers the worst fresh fruit and vegetables possible, and then showed off a small head of broccoli that she received. And in the video, it went viral because instead of saying broccoli, she said broccoli.
Okay.
Broccoli.
Chopping broccoli.
Chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. She's chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli.
So she said
Chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. Chop.
So she says broccoli.
Okay.
Broccoli. And she swore that she was speaking normally. She wasn't doing it as a joke. It's just how she pronounces it. She said, I literally don't know how else to say it. Why has no one ever told me this? But some people stood up for her. One person wrote, it's a Queensland thing.
It's a Queensland thing.
So maybe in Queensland, Australia, they might have their own vernacular for broccoli. But have you heard broccoli before?
No, I tried to figure out how one might contort the word.
Isn't Steve the family associated with James Bond? Isn't that broccoli?
Yes, yeah.
But it's spelled the same way.
Yeah, actually it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Barbara broccoli.
One of the commenters said everyone in Australia used to say it like that. The original Italian for the vegetable sounds closer to the generally accepted broccoli than Caitlin's version, which ends in
I say
I.
broccoli.
You do?
You say Caitlin.
Oh, Caitlin. Yes, that is her name.
That's right.
According to the someone named the Fruit Nerd, Tan Torong, both pronunciations were accepted before the age of the internet, but now broccoli is considered the only correct way to say it. So,
do you like broccoli?
Broccoli. I love broccoli.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. You?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't do it like raw. It has to be like steamed.
Do you know what I hate? Is the God, what do they call it? It is the very stringy type of broccolini.
Broccolini or
do
broccoli
not like
Rob.
it.
I can't do
that.
broccoli
Do you
Rob.
hate it?
Yeah.
I like broccolini. I don't like broccoli.
Come on.
Broccoli Rob.
You were friends.
I don't like broccoli Rob.
Okay, I'm going to say it. I don't like broccoli Rob. Thank you.
I think broccolini and broccoli are not related. I think they're very
I don't think they are.
Are they
And
different?
what about broccoli Rob? Are they related?
Broccoli Rob is related. Broccoli Rob is broccoli's cousin.
Yeah. And then there's broccoli jam, broccoli Sam.
Right.
There needs to be a rapper named Broccoli Rob. Right?
Yes. And we missed the band name earlier, Drive-In Banana.
Oh, yeah.
But broccolini, Steve, I think is an entirely different vegetable or
It's stringy,
family or
is it
whatever.
not?
Yeah.
I find it's like eating green floss.
All right.
Broccolini belongs to the cabbage family.
There you go.
Shut up.
Yeah, they took it in when it had no place to go.
Wow. Not aware of that.
What family does broccoli belong to?
I'm going to say the
Corleones.
The Corleones.
I like it, man. No. This
close.
guy, don't you know, people say stupid, they say it's a vegetable.
Steve, that was broccoli in his mouth, in his cheeks.
That's right. I got
that whole time.
I got cauliflower and I got a salad ball.
No.
It's the
Salad balls.
cabbage family.
It is broccoli as well.
But if for some reason my broccolini should say die, then I would not be so good.
I'm going to blame some of the people in this room. Some of the vegetables in this room.
So broccolini, spinach family, broccoli, cabbage family.
Oh, okay. So broccolini.
Can't you give me a straight answer anymore?
Let's move on.
Yes.
All
You
right.
know a peanut's not a nut?
Shut
Yeah,
up.
it's a
All right.
legume.
I know.
It's a legume. All right, let's see if somebody knows
I call it a
I'm smart.
I call it a peanut.
what clip
Why not call it a pea legume?
This movie is from. Here we go.
Pop, I wish you'd try the low-fat bacon. Well, you can wish in one hand and crap in the other and see which gets filled first.
All right, we're going to go to Kelly. Hi there, Kelly.
Hi.
Hi, Kelly. What movie is that from?
Grumpier Old Men.
Grumpier Old Men. Very good. The sequel. You got it. All right. Kelly, we got this for you.
Kelly, I got great news for you and terrible news for my friend Steve, who texted me to see if we had an extra pair of tickets for this. Steve, we do not, because I'm giving Kelly our final pair of tickets for the Flyers alumni game tonight. That's going to be at the Wells Fargo Center. The Flyers alumni roster will feature a Flyer from every decade and face off against Bruin greats like Ray Bourque. And this is making this a must-watch game for every Flyers fan. Tickets start at just $25. Steve, I'm sure you can afford that. And all proceeds benefit Flyers alumni and Flyers charities. Fans can get their tickets, Steve, at flyerscharities.com.
All right, I'm going to play another movie clip.
All right. Ooh, okay.
Do this one, Casey. Data one right there.
Gotcha.
All right, what movie is this from?
Excuse me, miss. Are you tired?
I beg your pardon?
Are you tired?
No, why?
Because you've been running through my mind all day?
Excuse me, miss. If you were yogurt, would you be fruit at the bottom or stirred?
All right, 215-263-WMMR. What movie is that from? All right, order up. Next one in. All right, so croquettes.
Oh, my God, I love them.
Okay.
It was like my go-to in college.
Took about a second, and we had a croquette story.
Whatever. I'm not going to tell
No, I want to know, please.
God forbid anybody here have a story. No,
Please, please.
It was my favorite at college. Like the dorm food, the cafeteria food was less than desirable. But if they had chicken croquettes, I'm like, okay, I'm eating good tonight.
All right, so in Japan, there is a place called Asahiya. It's a butcher shop. And if you want to get what they call their extreme croquettes, you have to wait 43 years.
Oh, good. We should put in now then, right?
Why is that?
We would never get, we'll die before that.
Well, I will.
They're made with premium Kobe beef, and they cost more for the shop to make than they sell them for.
Well, what is the point?
I
then?
know.
Yeah.
The extreme croquettes go for, in American money, about $1.80 each, but cost more than $2.70 a piece to make. Customers who are receiving orders now placed them about 10 years ago. And
Stupid.
No.
I know.
No.
And if you're not willing to wait 43 years, you might want to order the premier Kobe beef croquettes instead. The wait for that list is only 4 years. So
Go to hell.
That made me consider something, like a food that I've waited a long time for.
What about
Is
like
there?
a reservation you've waited for? Because I've done that.
I've never been one of those you need to put in a
Yeah, me
reservation
neither.
3 months in advance thing. So
I don't like to. Like, it's a privilege to go eat at a place. No, when it's my time, I'll get in there. But I don't. There are people who just flock to it. They got to get on the list. They got to get on the reservation list, or they got to get on the list for the croquettes. It's like, come on.
what about you, Nick? Reservation?
I did it for Nobu in Malibu, and it was an experiential thing. I love sushi, so for me and Andrea, it was something that we wanted to experience, and so we did it for that. And there's that place called, what is it, French Laundry?
Oh, which is the one that Newsom got into trouble for.
Yeah. But apparently it's an incredible restaurant. And then there's that Tallulah's Table.
Yes.
And I'd really like to dine there at some point, but that's another one where you have to get a reservation well in advance.
Is that a chef's only? Chef's table only situation?
I've never been, so I don't know.
Hang on. Let's go to the expert. Marissa Magnata.
Tallulah's Table is a private dining experience out in
Chadsford or something?
Yeah, that sounds right. And then there's Tallulah's Daily and then Tallulah's Table, Tallulah's Garden.
Is the one that I said Tallulah's Table?
Yes, that's the exclusive one.
Right.
But then they're all part of they're all connected.
Do you know, as Steve said, is it a chef's table where essentially what you're getting is what you're getting?
I believe so. Yeah,
Okay.
it's actually.
I love that.
There's a lot of restaurants now doing the prefix dinners. A whole bunch of the ones that you mentioned today on the James Beard earlier, River Twice, Ambra. There's a whole bunch out there. It's just easier for costs now for restaurants that you sign up for this prefix.
Yeah, that way they don't have ingredients that don't get used or
Yep.
something along those
I think they
lines.
should always offer, though, chicken fingers and mac and cheese just in case.
Just in
And
case.
Tip two, if you are going to a prefix, just reach out to the restaurant because they may be able to accommodate dietary restrictions.
Right, exactly.
Tallulah's
Marissa?
Tables in Kennett Square.
There we go.
Marissa, the name of your restaurant podcast, please.
Oh, Delicious City, Philadelphia. Thanks for asking.
You can find out all the information. I'm kind of the connoisseur. Marissa's more Marissa's the restaurateur. Well, she doesn't own a
You're
restaurant.
the connoisseur, and she's the Connor Sally.
Connor Sally. Okay.
Love it.
All right, let's see if you do indeed know what movie this is from.
Excuse me, miss. Are you tired?
I beg your pardon?
Are you tired?
No, why?
Because you've been running through my mind all day?
Excuse me, miss. If you were yogurt, would you be fruit at the bottom or stirred?
All right, we're going to go to Brent. Hi, Brent.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning.
Good morning to see you, Brent. What movie is that from?
That is from Biodome.
Yes, it is.
You know who wrote that script? Aaron Sorkin.
Are you serious?
What's he win, Case?
Got a pair of passes for an advanced screening of Lisa Frankenstein, the latest coming-of-age film from Focus Features. And the screening is going to be on Monday, February 5th, 7 p.m. at the PFS East Theater in Old City. And this movie is set in the 1980s. It is a comedic horror story with two teenagers who embark on a journey to find love. Lisa Frankenstein hits theaters nationwide on Friday, February 9th.
February. All right, do I have time for one more? I know it's already after 9.
Yeah, we'll do one more because I'm going to do a giveaway as well.
All right, we'll do a shorty. This is the last movie clip. Here we go. What movie is this from?
What's that?
Sushi.
Sushi?
Rice, raw fish, and seaweed.
You won't accept a guy's tongue in your mouth and you're going to eat that? I don't know. Give it a try.
All right, 215-263-WMMR. Order up. I got one more story.
The culinary world is so expansive.
It is. Let's go with this. So, McCormick seasoning flavor.
Oh, yeah.
I use a fair amount of those.
I do too, yeah.
Are they kind of the standard in the seasoning world?
Yeah, they're one of them. Yeah, definitely they're a big name.
What Braveheart swords are to Home Depot, McCormick is to seasoning.
They've released a line of flavor maker seasonings that work as a seasoning or a topping on a prepared food. All 15 are now available from Amazon or Walmart online store. Cheeky names include Hopeless Romantic. Ramen.
I get it.
Romantic.
Yeah.
I'm great in bread. I'm great in bed.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
D's nuts.
And D's nuts. No, and get a pizza this. So those are apparently now available. I'm going to take this moment to plug a seasoning that I use regularly and have for years and years and years. And Steve, you've just come around on a new flavor they come out, which is Papa Joe's salt.
Oh, my God.
And our friend Michelle Pringle, who is local, is the one who created this years ago. She sent me some, and I use it almost every single day.
I use that S on everything.
And they have it's essentially garlic, salt, and pepper, but a variety of those of salts and things. But they have some a variety of flavors. There's a jerk chicken one. Or not chicken, but just a jerk flavor. There's an Asian flavor and a Southwest, and now they have the Italian flavor, which you're all about.
Right. So I use that just to season like a hoagie or something.
Yep, you can use it to season for,
I use it in my
baking,
medication.
Or you can use it as a topping for your medication if you're not good at swallowing your pills.
On my thyroid meds. I do it all the time.
So anyhow, I wanted to mention that they have a new flavor. It's Italian. It's called Papa Joe's Salt, and it's really, really good.
Nice.
And it's local, which is wonderful. And Michelle has advertised on her show before. Big supporter of the program. So
love that.
Wanted to give a little plug-a-rooney.
That McCormick's company that you mentioned earlier, Preston, they make this cinnamon sugar that is unbelievably good. And,
yeah.
And I went to the grocery store. I went to the Acme the other day, and they were out of it. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just mix cinnamon and sugar together.
Nick McElwain from the Presidency shows holding hostages in a local supermarket.
Dude, Steve, it was such a pale comparison to what they actually made, and I felt like such a failure. I was like, no, all you got to do is combine cinnamon and sugar. It'll be just
Jimmy Gushansky outside of the supermarket. We understand this has to do with cinnamon and sugar.
But they were out. I was so sad.
You know what we used to make with cinnamon sugar as a real easy, quick treat is you would take a piece of bread, butter it, and shake cinnamon sugar on there, and then stick it in the oven or toaster oven.
That's what I made.
Same thing.
Yes, but
phenomenal, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
When you use the McCormick's cinnamon and sugar,
right?
When you use Nick McElwain brand, it's terrible.
Not as good.
No.
All right,
it's not Nick approved.
We'll see if you know what movie this is from.
What's that?
Sushi.
Sushi?
Rice, raw fish, and seaweed.
You won't accept a guy's tongue in your mouth and you're gonna eat that?
Can I eat?
I don't know. Give it a try.
All right, we'll go to Chris. Hi, Chris.
Good morning, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, buddy. What movie is it from?
The Breakfast Club.
Of course. Yes. And here's our final prize.
We have a pair of passes for an advanced screening of Lisa Frankenstein, and that is going to be on Monday, February 5th at 7 p.m. at the PFS East Theater. And the movie is set to hit theaters nationwide on Friday, February 9th.
All right, that's it for Connoisseur. Thank you very much, Casey.
The crowd loves it.
Really. There's something you wanted to do? I thought you said you wanted to give something away or something like that?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
No, I just gave something away.
Did I hear something weird then?
I don't know.
All right.
Did you smell burning toast?
Yeah, we were just talking about cinnamon toast. All right, anyway, we are going to take a break. We're going to come back in a moment, and we are going to have in the studio Dustin Nickerson, who's going to be at Helium Comedy Club. Stay there. We'll be right back.
93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you, Kathy. Our next guest making his premiere on the Preston and Steve Show is selling out shows at Helium Comedy Club. So you better get those tickets right now. They're at heliumcomedy.com. He's got shows tonight and tomorrow, but the early shows, 7:30 shows, they're sold out.
What?
You waited too long. You got to get those 10 o'clock show tickets now. Please welcome Dustin Nickerson.
Thank you.
Program.
I have so many parent fans. The early shows go so fast.
That's it.
Yeah,
right?
they're like, and they look at that 10 p.m. and they're like, that is not even an option.
So Cracker Barrel and then your show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's like they look at the 10 p.m. and they just go, I'm not that big of a fan.
I'm planning a trip to Chicago, and I'm taking my son. Now, he's an adult, but we're taking this trip just as like a bonding trip, which we try to do this from time to time. And I'm booking stuff for us to do. And so I'm like, let's go to Second City. I've never done that before. And I'm looking at the options. I'm like, 10 o'clock show? I'm like, let's go crazy. Let's do the 10 o'clock show. We're going to stay up late.
I am
man.
firmly convinced I could sell out like a 10 a.m. faster than a 10 p.m. I think parents would be like, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
Actually,
right?
no, I could do that. I could drop the kids and then I could come get while they're in school. So,
A few cocktails in the afternoon.
yeah, Dustin Nickerson, late show tickets available. It's
I don't doubt that. Yeah. So it's funny, and I'm very familiar with your stuff, and we were talking, before we came on here. But one of the things you do, and it until I was kind of doing a little prep on you, it didn't even occur to me, but it came up a couple of times. He works clean. He works completely clean. But it was never anything that never leapt out at me.
Oh, good.
Is that a weird...
That's a high compliment as a clean guy. You don't even want people to notice.
You don't.
No, it is. That's the best thing. If people are like, oh, it was just funny.
Yeah.
And that's the goal. You don't really want to you don't want to be dirty or clean. You just want to be funny.
Right.
And I grew up watching stand-up with my dad. And I was raised by a single dad. And so, like, that's why I like working clean, is that you can make stuff that people can watch. Because I remember the first two comedy specials we ever watched with my dad. The first one was Foxworthy, which is great. Still love Jeff Foxworthy. And then the second one was Robin Williams. And I was like, I don't think I should watch this with you, Dad. This is like, we both were laughing. And I've had that conversation with my son a couple times. He's like, can I watch this? I was like, not with me.
How old's your son?
My son is 16. He's yeah. He drives now. It's crazy.
Yeah, my youngest just got a driver's license, so.
It should be legal to have a drink while you're teaching your kid to drive.
Yeah, agreed.
Why
Just
isn't
to
it? Take the edge off. It is terrifying.
Yeah.
But nice thing, this came in, like, I gave my son, like, the DD talk. I was like, listen, if you have a drink at a party or whatever.
Same.
Yeah.
My son's 17, and we just had this conversation a week or two ago, and it's an important one to have.
Yeah, and then it followed up was like, and could you come pick up me and Mom? Now I have a built-in DD.
Sure.
This is incredible.
That talk never goes the other way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, Dad has had a few pops.
Also, you might want to put some plastic down in the back.
Speaking of your wife, I just saw a video that you posted
Oh,
of
yeah,
how
this
she
is going
went
big,
to
big,
Target. It was I'm like, I'm watching. I'm like, well, what happened? What happened? I thought maybe you were going to make fun of her outfit. I'm like, the outfit's cute. and then she turns
Oh,
around.
the whale tail. Yeah, it's I don't know if you guys saw this,
No, I have
but
not.
my wife, who is I do a podcast with my wife. She's not like she's very funny, and she's like, she came home from Target. We had done the podcast earlier that day, which is why she was like, this is why I look nice by Target standards.
It's Don't Make Me Come Back There. It's the podcast
Correct, yeah,
with your wife. And
yeah.
you do a lot of things with her.
Yeah,
and
exactly,
She is
yeah.
funny, yeah.
Yeah, she's great. And she came home and she was wearing a bodysuit. And gentlemen, I don't know if you guys know this, but bodysuits are like onesies. They're attached.
Yeah.
And hers had
Unsnap.
unsnapped.
They're usually snaps.
So it was just hanging out the back. And so it looked like it's just like a thong hanging over her outer. And she had no idea. And nobody told her. But she looked so dolled up and she like a great outfit. And you're
she
like,
must be one of those Target prostitutes.
yeah, exactly. Should have fit in at Walmart. At Walmart, that'd have been like this.
I thought of like a baby. Like I remember when my son was young and I'd forget to do, snap his onesie and then he'd pull the pants up and he'd be walking around with the thing hanging. That's what I thought of. Like she looks like a baby.
Which is how you potty train a boy, by the way. Yeah, just roam. Free range.
You have 3 kids?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 kids.
So I'm
yeah.
sure there's many times that she's ended up someplace with and not realizing that she was partially clad or something. When you're rushing around with kids, it's got to be,
I don't think you should even, if you're traveling with children, as long as the child is dressed, that's it. Like they look fine, right?
Right. Yeah. You're past the point of all hope. So
yeah,
that's part of the deal.
You look at the diapers and you're like, if I wore one of those, that would save me time.
Hey, Dustin, I want to ask you, Nick just pulled up this picture of you throwing out the first pitch at a Mariners
For my
game.
beloved Seattle Mariners, yeah.
When was this?
This was in September, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you don't live in Seattle,
No, but I hail from Seattle. I spent my first 27 years there. I grew up in Federal Way, Tacoma area, South End, went to the University of Washington, and dinked around that whole Seattle area till I was almost 30.
So you were a big Griffey fan?
Big Griffey fan.
Yeah.
We were talking Pearl Jam earlier. Where, big Griffey. Griffey was the obvious choice.
Yeah.
Everybody loved Griffey. I was also a big Jay Buhner fan.
I got to go see Griffey at the Kingdome in 1993, and he had hit a home run in 8 consecutive games.
Yes, you were there for the streak?
I was there for the 9th game in which he hit a double off the wall.
Yeah, I remember,
and
yeah.
did not beat the streak, but man, was that fun. That Kingdome was a piece of crap. It was a terrible stadium. Safeco was or it's not Safeco anymore, whatever it's called.
T-Mobile, I
T-Mobile,
think,
yeah. They had the All-Star game
I'm
there this year.
contractually obliged to say that. Yeah.
So you were Seattle. So around that time, so you were catching the end of grunge, and right?
I was on the tail end of grunge,
Okay.
yeah. Because, Cobain died in 94. I was 10. And it hit my older sister in a big way. She was mourning. And, but, you knew because, grunge, I've always been a big music guy.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you were in it, but really kind of that punk era right after it.
That's what you moved into?
Yeah, that was a little kind of more my scene. And then, the Seattle scene right after that was like your Modest Mouse scene, and your Death Cab, and kind of like the indie alternative sign. So I've kind of been in that world the whole time. Now there's still great bands, Head and the Heart's out of there. Like it's great stuff.
So do you get back on because I
go to
used to
Seattle all
love
the time,
Seattle.
yeah.
But it's I haven't been there in a long time. I used to love that. I have to ask. Are you a coffee snob as a result of your?
Yes, I am. Here's where you want to be on coffee in my life. I am 100% a snob, but I will drink crap.
Okay.
I had your stuff before I came in.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay. When you look at it and you're like, you give it the smell and you're like, ooh.
I will tell you this:
it's motor oil-ish.
It is solid coffee. It is we have tons of people preparing it.
Okay.
And preparing it horribly.
Yeah.
There are times when I will pull that thing out and the filter because it's done good. We get.
I've heard of hair on chest. It put hair on the back of my arms. I just.
like it looks like a bundt cake in the. It's too much.
Yeah.
Dustin, what took you out of Seattle? Why'd you move from there?
Oh, seasonal depression.
I see.
Yeah. No, I live in San Diego now. This is before I started comedy. I had a day job opportunity to go down to San Diego, and we're like, deal. Yes, it's a perfect city. So, but I go to Seattle 4 or 5 times a year. I'm going to be there in a couple weeks.
And so
wow. I'm sorry to interrupt, but San Diego, going from Seattle to San Diego, you with seasonal depression, San Diego is just like perfect year round.
Yes.
Is there a depression that comes with that?
No.
Because it's so great.
No, it's
all
great.
good.
All right.
No, what it is it's the most unmotivated group of people. They're so chill. It's a town full of part-time lifeguards.
Yeah.
Like name a famous person from San Diego. Name a big company that's come out of San Diego.
You know what's funny?
They don't exist.
Yeah.
Eddie Vedder did the opposite. He grew up in San Diego and moved to Seattle.
Exactly. They all do. Yeah, that's where Russell Wilson lives now. It's all these Seattleites that those Eddie's from Chicago originally, right? Yeah. It's a very. I mean, the closest you can get is like the Blink guys, and even the Blink guys came out of that. They were like North County or that like Orange County punk rock scene where they're like complaining about how hard their lives are, and then you go to Orange County and you're like, this is pretty good childhood.
It's not from the mean streets of Orange County.
Yeah. My parents love each other too much.
Is the
I feel
onus
smothered by their attention? My mom's always around.
Is the onus when you're in San Diego because there's the zoo. Of course, you
Yes.
got to go to the zoo.
Yeah, there on Tuesday.
One of my favorite things is the hotel, the Coronado, right? Is that where they shut Something Like It Hot?
Yeah.
That to me is I love going out. Is that
Wonderful.
is that hackneyed now? Or do the locals go? Does it?
We go, we go. They do some stuff at Christmas that's just nice there. My favorite thing at the Hotel Del is if you go into like the inner hall, there's all these old pictures of famous people that have been there. There's one of Reagan.
Yeah.
Ronald, children, and it's him and his family, and he's like his a teenage daughter at the point. He's the president of the United States at this point, and they're at the most famous hotel in the world and the nicest beach maybe in America. And the look on his teenage daughter's face of just pure apathy and I hate you and I can't. I was like, I mean, it's universal. Teenagers universally love you and show it through spite and hate and disrespect. It's very relatable. It's the first time I've ever related to Reagan.
I don't think that ever changed with her at all. Right? I mean, she never was really a fan. She was never a fan of Nancy, I think.
Yeah.
It was part of the deal.
But Ronald was. We're on radio.
So you've got a 16-year-old. What are the other ages?
16, 14, and 9.
Okay.
9, I think. Yeah. You know how I made this analogy with my wife recently. This is like last week. It's like sometimes the last kid, it's like a little bit like when you have to put a spare tire on.
Yeah.
You're like, listen, no, this is we just got to move forward. This isn't good for you. This isn't good for, we just got to keep moving, You
had the same spread that we do. We had, first two years apart, and then we waited 5, and then we got that third one. And that seems to be the same spread.
Yeah.
My kids are older than yours, but with the last one was I want to do it one more time, that type of thing.
Yeah.
From her.
And did you stand by that decision at the end?
Yeah. Eventually. Okay.
Well, with your love of baseball, obviously your beloved Mariners, do you have the opportunity to be a little league dad? Is that something that you're able to do?
Yeah, my son wasn't very good, unfortunately. He's moved on to sports he's better at. My son has taken after my all my kids are very athletic actually. But my son, he's a runner, so he's a long distance runner, which is great. He's unbelievable.
Right.
And I think he's going to run in college, and it's all great. And if he doesn't, that's fine. We're modern parents. We don't put too much pressure on our kids. Like if you don't want it. You subtly do it, as a parent. You're like, no, whatever you want, but UCLA is a great school. That happened. But I will. It was fun to be the Little League dad. It was really great. But Little League parents, they're still the worst. It's still super over the top competitive. Make it about you.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Multiple times we had dads getting ejected from the game from the stands.
I believe it.
Wow.
It's crazy. There needs to be like a ump for them.
Yes.
Just for the people in the stands.
Yeah, you're like, who is this for? Your kid's crying on shortstop right now because you want to be out on the field to work out your stuff.
It's a lot of frustrated. It's a lot of frustrated wannabe athletes.
Yeah.
Who never had, and this goes back to the bad news bears. We're not reinventing anything here. But what has changed dramatically is the fact that now everyone has devices to record these meltdowns, and so we see them a lot more than we ever saw them before.
Did you see the one of the ref? There was an ump that was a viral video. An ump called the game because the stands were getting out. He gave them like one last warning.
No.
And you saw it, and I was like, more of this. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just,
You're entertained.
I'm all for it. I've had multiple times where I'm in the stands. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, you guys are all like responsible human beings with jobs and stuff. Like, I'm like, I got a lot of Instagram followers. I can mess this up for a lot of you guys.
It's weird because I kind of I straddle the line on every single side of it, right? Because I definitely feel for the refs, but then other times I'm like, there are people playing that want to win this game, and then there are coaches who are volunteering their time that they want to win. So
right.
And listen, it's a ref. You're getting paid like $50.
It sounds like you're justifying a bad behavior right here.
Possibly.
This sounds like there's some video of you out there.
There might be. I think my lowest moment was yelling at an umpire at an All-Star game. A game that meant nothing to anybody, but
not a professional. Oh, wait a minute.
No, Little League. Little League All-Star game.
Once you're in the stands, anything goes for a pro, but at a Little League.
At one point, somebody might have yelled, "You're terrible," and the referee looked up at the stands, and I'm looking around like, is anybody gonna have my back here?
That's very funny. Yeah. No, I mean, just so you know, I mean, a lot of time that ump is a volunteer, by the way, too. And even if they're not, they're getting paid less than volunteer wages.
Yeah, that's true.
But I hope you felt good about that.
No, I felt horrible until I was on the way home. And I was with my son, and I apologized, and he said, "Dad, no, I was safe both times." And I know,
I'm going back to kill him.
Oh yeah, that is bad parenting.
Dustin, I wanted to ask you. You posted on Instagram recently about Jason Kelce, and you were in Kansas City not that long ago, and the post was hilarious.
I was there last week. Yeah.
So you go from KC to Philadelphia, and you thanked Taylor Swift for uniting two different fan bases,
bringing people together. Yeah.
What's your take on the Kelce brothers? Because we've been friends and friendly with Jason for a long time.
Yeah.
But they are on a different level now. It's pretty.
I
crazy.
think that I saw last week of him in Buffalo with the shirt off going nuts. I think there's a part of Taylor that was like, I picked the wrong Kelce because. Oh man! If I were Travis, I wouldn't ask Taylor Swift who her hall pass is.
Well, it came up on their podcast. And so apparently she thought it was adorable that he was doing that.
Yeah.
So maybe there may be something to what you're saying.
Yeah. No, that's a grade A man right there. Me and my wife are like, this is hitting both of us.
It is hard to upstage Taylor Swift, and yet Jason did it, and he did it effortless.
I kept forgetting she was there.
Yeah.
I mean, in that scenario, even he wasn't. The funniest part is the Buffalo fans were embracing him. I was like, he's not cheering for you guys.
Yeah.
But I listen. I anything that I brought up in the video. My wife asked me what I thought about Travis Kelce or Jason Kelce retiring. And I was like, you didn't know who the Philadelphia Eagles were 3 months ago. And as someone who likes his wife, I'm like, that's not like that old school, like, this is me and my game. I don't like that. So I was like, oh, this is fun. We get to talk about it,
Yeah.
So I like it.
Bridging those two. Yeah. I want to ask you, because of your fandom and judging by what I've read about you, you are a hardcore fan. Have you ever been, when you're up on stage, a lot of times games are being played, do you ever have your phone on?
No.
Little notification?
There's been a couple playoff games. There's been a couple Mariner playoff games where I'm just kind of doing one of these.
Is that your best move? Like you look down that way?
Yeah. I kind of look like I'm looking at notes, and I'm like just kind of like looking. But it's as a Mariners fan, it always ends in a loss. I'm like, why am I doing this?
Does it kill? Do you take it personally? I mean, Casey gets the Eagles, and he has to do a come to Jesus moment where it's just, I'm going to disconnect for a while.
The guy who yelled at a Little League umpire.
Well, I don't like feeling the way I do, and I don't. I'm getting to a point right now where I just don't want to allow professional sports teams to dictate my mood.
Yeah.
So I had to this season. I saw the writing on the wall kind of early on. I'm like, oh, this isn't our year, and I need to pull back.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just gonna.
You caught that early with the Eagles.
I did.
Nobody caught that early with the
Dude,
Eagles.
even at 10-1, I caught it.
Yeah.
At 10-1, I was like, this is not the team. This is not the team.
Even they were saying some. They were suggest in the recap of the game, they would kind of keep their heads down and go, it's just breaking our way, and so they were kind of saying it.
Interesting.
Not a lot of people were listening. Yeah.
That's very funny. Like, this is gonna go bad. FYI, we know we're not that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's growth that you want as a human. I've had a lot like this year. So my alma mater, the Huskies, the Washington Huskies, we lost in the national championship, and then not only did we lose, we lost our coach. He took over for Saban at Alabama, and then the whole roster depleted. And there's just one of those like you're like, okay, how much does this mean to me?
Yeah. What am I doing?
These 18 to 20-year-olds switching colleges, like, you got to be loyal to the purple and gold. They're like, all right, I got a problem here.
The whole business behind college sports over the last 3 or 4 years is fascinating to me because like it's always been in one way or another a professional sport. People pay to go see the games, they pay for the jerseys, all that kind of stuff. But what athletes are doing now, which I think that they deserve, they're not going to school at all. There's no importance of University of Washington to the starting quarterback.
Yeah, and listen, anything that empowers the players, great. But
I agree.
I think that, Casey, to your point earlier, there is a certain thing where you're like, listen, man, I'm only going to get I don't live in the Bay Area, and I don't live in Boston, so I'm not going to have sports championships every other year like those. And Philly, similar. Like we've gotten one in my life. I mean, the Huskies won in '90. That doesn't count. I was in kindergarten, like, oh, I love this. I love football so much. Oh, Steve Edmond means a lot to me. But in my adult life, we've gotten one Super Bowl, and I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's like when we lost the next one, the famous like interception goal line.
Yes.
I was like, that's what Seattle sports are. That the Super Bowl where we won, that was the rarity. So I felt like once we won that, I was like, okay, I got one.
But you do sometimes when you're like that, then you just have to celebrate players. And I think, having Ken Griffey Jr. And having Ichiro, like, dude.
It's great. No, they're fun players to root for. There's been some great Mariners over the years, and unfortunately, that's all we have.
But you had that one. The glow of that Super Bowl victory and the glow of that parade here.
Yeah.
I mean, that is for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. And you got the Phillies got won, right? Recently, right? Yeah.
Fairly.
Yeah.
16 years at this point.
Yeah. Well, in my life, that's very recent.
Yeah.
In my adult life, same thing. You got. You're like, just enjoy the moments because there's so many like bad franchises that just don't get any. I mean, look at Detroit right now. Detroit hadn't been in the playoffs and won a playoff game in decades, and they're not going to win. We all know that. But you're like, good for them.
Yeah. If you're just tuning in, it's Dustin Nickerson who is joining us, who's going to be at Helium Comedy Club tonight and tomorrow night. The early shows are sold out. Now, I'd mentioned at the top that, you've been to Philadelphia before. This is your first time by the radio station. Mm-hmm. So you've played here. You've been through Philly a few times or just once or twice?
This is probably my 8th, 9th time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like to do anything when you're out here besides work? I mean, I don't know if there's anything. No, really?
No,
okay.
No, so I heard you guys talk about like your foodie restaurants and stuff. I'm a boring road guy.
No kidding.
I'm like, which Panera do you recommend?
Panera's not bad. Are you going so far as to Howard Hughes it? Are you putting the foil up on the windows?
No. What did it? I try. I mean, this is not funny at all. I try and be a very good hands-on father when I'm home, which means every task that I have to get done professionally, I get done on the road. So I'll go, what I'll do is I'll wake up on days that I'll wake up, I'll walk around downtown, I'll go to Rittenhouse, I'll go to, Elixir Coffee there, get something there, and then work there for 4 hours until I go to the show.
It's very conscientious of you.
Yeah, and then I'll walk around downtown a lot. That's what I like, because I've reached the age where that's fitness now.
Yeah, walking around.
Get your steps in.
You don't go walk.
Get those steps,
you don't do the mall walk.
No.
With the others, they open it up early.
Now I've seen the rocky stairs. Hey, how are you? So no, I love Philly though, and Philly are good crowds. Like it was so funny last night. We did last night's show, and Thursdays are always like. I mean, all due respect to Thursdays, they feel a little bit like the warm-up show.
Yeah.
And that you're like, I flew in that day. They're usually the last to sell. There was like some $10 tickets given away. So there's some people who are fans and other people aren't fans. But like you bring up a topic and everyone cheers or boos. And I'm like, the one thing that Philadelphia is not is apathetic.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
I'd mentioned we were talking off air. I went to see Brett Goldstein.
Yeah.
Who plays Roy Kent in Ted Lasso last night at the Met. You know him.
Yeah.
Are you friends? I mean, will you try to meet up with him at some point?
Maybe.
this
I don't know.
weekend?
Brett's very famous. Depends if he still checks his DMs or not, or if he has someone to pay. Brett, I know from when he's around LA. So, I've worked with him a couple times at the Improv and stuff. I remember, so I'm a big Lasso fan. And I remember the first time that I saw I was going to be on a lineup with him at the Improv in Hollywood there was like, I was like, okay, Brett's going to be on this, but he's famous. He might not show. Sometimes these Hollywood pop-ins, they don't always show up, but he was on the poster, so he's probably going to be here.
Right.
And I'm on stage, and I was a little nervous because I was like, I wonder if he's even going to be here to see my set, And I was like, I get on, and I was like, okay, he's not here. And then, so the way the Improv works up is that you're on stage, and the green room is upstairs, and you can kind of see upstairs, and and then just with maybe 3 minutes left in my set, Roy Kent's shadow. Just standing, arms crossed, looking like judgy Roy Kent, just watching my set. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrifying.
It's like a manager's window?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's just in the doorway, so he's like backlit in his shadow. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is he liking this? I can't, and at one point I see Roy Kent's shoulders just go up and down a little bit, and I was like, I got him. He's laughing. Yeah. And then he was very kind. He's very friendly and cordial off stage. He was like, it was great. It was great.
Hey, obviously, he's become very famous. And I'm not trying to make this interview about Brett Goldstein, but I saw a story that he
Tickets
told.
not available for him.
I know.
If you want to go see someone who's met Brett Goldstein, late show tickets available. HeliumComedy.com.
At Dustin Nickerson on Instagram.
Yeah.
But he told the story about pitching the show Shrinking to Harrison Ford, and he was like fanboying out, and he seems like a really humble, decent person who has just been attached to two shows that have taken off, that are really, successful at this point.
Yeah, late in his career.
Yeah.
You were talking before about he was really kind of just, okay, I guess this is where I am. And then the Hail Mary comes in the form of, this lasso explosion.
And that is discouraging for me because he is so much hotter than me. I was like, gosh, oh man, because I think I'm around his age. I was like, uh-oh.
Is a TV show something you would like to fall into? Acting?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't. Guys, I have not had a boss in a long time.
Yeah.
And when you have a show, you have a boss. You know how hard it was for me to get here today? I got a thing I gotta do. Not a thing.
We were talking about Taylor Tomlinson, and she is now she's taking over the spot after Colbert. She came out on the Emmy. We've had her in the studio here. She's very talented. And you tour with her.
Yeah.
Are you poised for greater? I assume greater consideration on that show, or would you be a contributor to that show?
I haven't been on it yet, and I'm starting to take it pretty personally. I was like,
episodes
you know what, Taylor? I've driven you around in your rental car a lot over the years. Throw me on your game show. I know memes. I'm not that old. I think so. I don't know. It's one of those things that you don't.
Push.
You don't want to be gross in this industry. And I also if it works out fun, it would be fun to see my friend Taylor. That's exactly what
that's
it is.
cool.
So,
that's cool. Yeah.
But again, that's a thing I got to do.
Listen,
I want to get picked, but I don't want to have to go to it.
I'm so glad you put it that way because I forgot I was talking to one of you guys and I was going out to dinner with friends. It was going to be fun. I'm looking forward to this, but I just said, yeah, but it's just a thing I have to do.
Yeah.
Even though I went and had a great time. Just a looming fact that it was a thing that's in the calendar.
Right.
That is key. To go do it.
That is key, and it's something that you have to teach yourself eventually is, remember the time you went and did something similar to this and you had a good time?
Yeah.
The option is also that you could have a good time.
Yeah.
So why not go for it?
Like a 10 p.m. show, for example.
I don't remember a lot of those. I think that's in my mind because most of the time you're like, it wasn't worth it.
It doesn't break that way.
No, because you ever stayed at home in your sweats and had a beer and watched a game. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. That's how. Yeah, the best is when the person you have plans with cancels on you.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
because
it's better than sex.
It's the best dynamic because it's like, okay, I got now
they feel bad.
They feel bad,
and somebody feels bad, so that feels good.
Yeah. And then you can amp it up a little. The one thing you have to do though is amp it up a bit without convincing them to.
Oh, that's good.
I'll just skip that. Let's get together. Oh, no.
Yeah, you don't want to be like, I'm here already. Like, oh, well, I was really going to miss you. That's the main perk to having kids, by the way. Cancel everything.
Oh, yeah. It's a real easy
so
excuse.
easy. The amount of times that I've lied about one of my kids being sick. Yeah.
You know, never question.
You don't even have to be specific. You can just say, the kids.
The kids. Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
enough.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
And then if they're like, and you can always respond. You can take it one step further and put it on them. Like, I mean, I could bring them.
That never goes over.
They're like, that's fine. The restaurant closed.
I don't have kids, and I use that excuse.
Right? Yeah. Just kids in general. Kids are suffering out there.
Yeah, I can't make it. The kids are just suffering.
It's terrible what's going on.
That's phenomenal. All right. Well, Dustin, we wish you well, sir. Reminding people that there are tickets late for tonight and tomorrow. It's not that late. It's 10 o'clock. Come on, man.
Preston's staying up to 10.
Yeah.
Yes. Heliumcomedy.com to get your tickets. And if you want to follow Dustin, it's at Dustin Nickerson. You'll be able to find him on Instagram and I'm sure elsewhere as well. Thanks for coming by, man.
Thanks for having me.
Enjoy the
Fun,
rest of your weekend here.
Thanks.
You got it. Dustin Nickerson. We'll take a break. We'll come back in a second and beef out when we return.
Preston and Steve.
Here, so
And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
all right. What?
Oh my God, you're always so rude. I wanted to mention.
You actually jumped when I said that.
I wanted to mention something that's posted on the website. So I'm actually in my 20th year with the Preston and Steve show, not at MMR, but with you guys. So Bucks out in Bucks County, Bucks Happening asked me to come up with 20 things that I love about Bucks County. So it's on PrestonandSteve.com. That's what I did. I picked 20 things, and it's not, some of it's activity like the winery, Sesame Place, stuff like that, but other stuff that doesn't exist anymore. The roller skating rink I used to go to, the pool I used to swim in, the house I used to live in. So it's 20 things that my favorite things of Bucks County, what bring fond memories to me.
Cool. So within the framework of the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
Yep. So that's on PrestonandSteve.com. Marissa posted that, and it's up now, so you can take a look. And there is some current stuff up there as well.
All right, excellent. Yeah, I want to see that. All right, we have Bizarre File stories. We're going to share them now.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, I'm going to start with a horrible story, but I will tell you the child is okay in this story. All right, but police in Hawaii are investigating an incident after they said a homeless woman gave birth on the sidewalk and was found dragging the baby by its umbilical cord.
Oh my God.
God.
So the baby is okay.
Okay.
All right. So officers said that they spotted the 41-year-old homeless woman in downtown Hilo. They received a call about the woman, and when officers arrived, they found the woman along with the baby still attached by the umbilical cord. Medics were able to cut the cord immediately and provide treatment to the infant who was still breathing but not moving. The infant was taken to a local hospital before being transferred to the custody of Child Welfare Services. Listen, there are a lot of homeless people who have mental problems. I have to believe that this woman I'm hoping that's the case, that she's just mentally unstable, and that's what happened. Officers said the mother started to leave the area once first responders treated the infant, but she was later found taken into custody for abandonment of a child and also transported to the emergency room for treatment. She was then released from police custody pending further investigation, was admitted to the hospital for further treatment and observation. But I've never heard of that before.
That's horrifying.
All right, much lighter story, although it does involve death.
All right.
Scientists in Australia have discovered a marsupial that will mate in a 14-hour session and then die.
Whoa!
Right? The males of these mouse-like creatures, which are called antechinus.
Antechinus. Oh, I love that in the morning.
They cut down on their sleep to extend their mating period. So apparently the antechinus sleep for 3 hours less per night every night for 3 weeks to get ready
for this marathon humping session
for their 14
after which they die.
Bangorama.
Is it worth it, you think?
The male listen,
maybe.
The males may die soon after mating due to extreme testosterone levels.
My regular Saturday night thing, baby.
Well, you can't have a regular Saturday night thing.
So their testosterone levels are so high it kills them.
Wow.
Pregnant female antechinus may then eat the recently deceased males for energy.
What kind of animal is this?
It's a marsupial.
And it eats the sexual conquest?
Yes, so. Yeah, so it must
Holy
be
hell.
an omnivore at that point in time. Isn't that wild?
That's like high school.
Right. All right, how about this? An Altoona man is facing charges after allegedly staging a burglary to take his father-in-law's life savings before erratically splurging on vehicles, tools, and trips.
Of course.
Andrew Booker, 29 years old, is facing various charges. He allegedly, he alleged that someone broke into the home and took various items, including his then father-in-law's safe with his life savings of $2 million inside of it. Yeah. Police were suspicious of what they saw at the house, including the house key taken from a pot on the back porch being left on the counter. There was also a second safe that was left untouched that the victim said had documents and another $1.5 million inside, but no one knew about that money. It was noted that the man was saving the money for decades, and a lot of it was older style 100s and 50s before they started changing the design in the 2000s for counterfeit reasons.
So he was just hoarding this money.
He was. So through the investigation, police said that witnesses witnessed numerous new ATVs and vehicles, including a brand new Harley Davidson outside of the residence in the coming months.
Well, look at that.
Police noted in the complaint that they were aware that Booker was unemployed and he was going through a divorce when the burglary happened. Detectives were later tipped off by someone familiar with Booker and the victim who said he saw the money while at Booker's residence. A search warrant was received and Booker's home was searched. Acquaintances of Booker were questioned or came forward to police saying that ATVs and cars were put in their name, friends' names, since Booker's license was DUI suspended. One witness claimed Booker took him and his family to Hershey Park on his dime and gave them a $500 Visa gift card that he bought with cash to buy whatever they wanted.
Did they visit Chocolate World?
Geofencing, no, that's free. Well, they probably did. Geofencing later confirmed Booker was at Hershey Park for those same days that the witnesses told them. According to various employees and owners, Booker would purchase things with cash, claiming it was always mostly in older style $100 bills. I mean, like he's doing nothing to cover this up.
Yes. It's as audacious as you can get.
So the owner said Booker would buy things like a $30 pitcher, paying with $100 and telling him to keep the change.
You're going to want to hold on to that one. That's a car.
Detectives were told that at a few businesses that some of the money smelled musty and looked like it came out of someone's pocket after going through a dryer.
Oh, that's because I took it from a dead relative.
Further investigation revealed that Booker used a large chunk of the money to, quote, take care of a girl he was seeing. Her name is Janelle DiGennaro. She admitted to knowing the money was stolen.
I like your ATM.
And using the money Booker gave her to buy him things. Booker was arrested and released before his ex-wife showed up at the Altoona Police Department with some of the money. She said that she was hoping to trick Booker into telling her where the rest was. In total, investigators believe more than $140,000 was spent from the money stolen. More than $40,000 was allegedly deposited into an account with DeGennaro's name on it. So she was later charged in the arrest as well.
There's a movie in this called The Worst Thief in the World.
What an idiot. Okay, there you go. All right. One last story, and then we will wrap it up. Let's end with something at least on a decent side. How about this? A woman, police in Thailand have arrested a woman whose pet lion was pictured going on a joyride in the streets of Pattaya.
Well.
A video that has now gone viral shows the chained lion cub seated in the back of a white convertible Bentley.
Let's go cruising.
The lion was being driven about by a Sri Lankan man who has since left the country and is believed to be a friend of the woman. While it's not illegal to own a lion in Thailand, it needs to be officially registered. And authorities said that this one was not registered.
Was this vehicle a convertible?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was a convertible Bentley, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Police were, she is facing charges of possessing a controlled wild animal without permission, which carries a penalty of a year's imprisonment. So,
may I borrow some Grey Poupon?
You can't do that. All right, and that is all I have in the bizarre file for you now. Let's take a break, come back in a second, and we'll test your knowledge of the program with the lesson question. We'll also get into trash and music news when we return. Stay with us. play. It is 10:23 a.m. on this Friday morning. No sad bro, why don't you? With the Preston and Steve show. And weather-wise, very comfortable. 61 is what they're calling
It's
for our
unbelievable.
high temp. It was, I actually enjoyed walking in from the car to work this morning. It was nice. But we're going to have mild temperatures today, a little bit cooler tomorrow, high 51. And then by Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we're going to be kind of back in the zone, low 40s, somewhere in that range will be the high temps. And a little bit of rain expected on Sunday. So just heads up on that. We have our last pair of tickets as MMR rocks Doobie Brothers and Steve Winwood, Saturday, August 3rd, Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. All you have to do is answer the question correctly, and you can win that. All right, so here is the question. What kind of, now we know Casey bought an MP3, or no, it was a Bluetooth speaker for the White Elephant Christmas party, but what did Steve say he bought at the White Elephant Christmas party? You bought it at Home Depot.
I did.
21263 WMMR. What kind of a present did did Steve say Casey brought to his White Elephant Christmas party? 215-263 WMMR. That was in the 7 o'clock hour. We'll see if you know the answer shortly because we're going to do the trash right now.
The trash business is a gold mine.
93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Alrighty, what do we got going on today, Steve?
Well, 8 months after opening in theaters domestically, Oppenheimer will finally be released in Japan on March 29th. Producers say the Chris Nolan-directed epic had to be tailored to appeal to the Japanese audience and is being released as Godzillenheimer.
Oh, my God.
50 Cent shutting down suggestions, that his recent 43-pound weight loss was due to Ozempic. Fitty took to Instagram posting, quote, "I lost this weight by spending a lot of time in the gym buying Wegovy."
Oh, my God.
And finally, Alec Baldwin is getting support from SAG-AFTRA over reopening the involuntary manslaughter case against him in the shooting death of cinematographer Helena Hutchinson. A SAG spokesman released a statement saying, when a method actor plays a gunslinger, you have to expect that they will eventually kill someone. That's your Hollywood Trash.
Let's see if you know the answer to the question. What kind of present did Casey bring to his White Elephant Christmas party? We will go to Craig and see if we get an answer. Hi, Craig. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, buddy. What did Casey bring to the White Elephant Christmas party?
A white elephant.
A white elephant. That's right. You got it, buddy. Hang on, Craig. Got yourself a pair of tickets as we, MMR, rocks Doobie Brothers and Steve Winwood, Saturday, August 3rd, and that will be at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Tickets go on sale today. They went on sale about 25 minutes ago at Ticketmaster, so get those tickets now.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
So Pearl Jam and Ozzy Osbourne will receive honorary Clio Music Awards. Blabbermouth, they should do Theo Music Awards. Wouldn't that be great? Theo! Yeah. Blabbermouth reports that the band and solo rocker will accept their trophies at the 2024 Clio Music Awards at New House?
New.
In Hollywood?
New.
N-E-U-E? House? January 31st. By the way,
see this award here at the
house.
Speaking like that, I just realized something because it was kind of went into Mike Jarek's impression of the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Not one story in entertainment this week referenced a Jenner or a Kardashian.
Hey,
it's been amazing.
I just
way to
wanna
go.
let you know that that's where we are now. It's taken years to get to this.
We worked hard
to this area, but we've gotten there.
What are the Clio Awards? I forget.
They used to be for advertising.
Yeah. This is spelled C-L-I-O. I think that was
E-O.
C-L-E-O.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm not really sure, Nick. Pearl Jam will be honored with the Impact Award in recognition of their diverse creative pursuits, building an enduring and inspiring connection to their fans. As for Ozzy, he'll be recognized with the 2024 Clio Music Lifetime Achievement Award for his time as a solo artist and frontman of Black Sabbath. What does it say there about Clio Awards?
That's what they are. Yeah, it's, I thought they were spelled differently too, but it's the advertising, design, communication.
Oh, it's the same?
Yeah.
Oh.
And, apparently, they have a whole different. A whole industry, Preston. There's Clio Entertainment, Clio Fashion and Beauty, Clio Health, and Clio Cannabis.
Do you know that I am a Clio Award winner? for a radio promotion I did at WDRE in New York.
Nice.
I told you the story.
Yeah.
Went to go get the award, and there was a brawl on stage.
There was a brawl? I don't remember that.
Yeah, because everybody was getting stiffed. The guy who had organized it had been investigated for embezzlement. I think they arrested him backstage, and there was a brawl on stage. It was a small market promotion, so they had different categories. It wasn't like I won, like a massive award. No, it was an acknowledgement for a local radio commercial.
Yeah, me too. I have a Clio for best use of sound effects in a commercial, something like that. So, but we didn't have no brawl at my award ceremony. They just mailed it to me. So Slash performed Guns N' Roses' deep cut "Don't Damn Me" from the Use Your Illusion album for the first time. The performance took place in Mexico City, January 23rd. Apparently, the song was never performed before because it had, quote, too many words. During a 2014 interview, while sharing why Guns N' Roses was never performed this, Slash said, it's a cool song and everything. I think even Axl never did it because it was just too many words without a breath.
Sounds like Amadeus.
And it just makes it really impossible to do live.
Too many notes.
Yeah, too many notes. So he played it. So it was kind of, for the band, that was kind of a special moment. Listen, tickets to Coachella typically sell out in under an hour or at most a couple of days, but this year's festival still has plenty for sale almost a week later.
Interesting. Why are they speculating as to why?
Speculating about the reason on social media. Some are pointing to the staggering $500 to $600 price. Others to signs of an impending recession, and many more to the less than impressive lineup. Headliners,
he's happy.
Lana Del Rey, Tyler the Creator, Doja Cat, and No Doubt all have loyal fan bases, but 3 of the 4 have been touring regularly in recent years. And No Doubt's reunion has received little fanfare. Coachella organizers haven't commented on the slow sales, but the official website is now allowing people to purchase up to 8 tickets compared to only 2 in previous years.
So in that general area, it's been years since I was out there in that. Well, you were just there recently, Casey. So around the grounds, is there a lot for people to do otherwise?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of
not like walking distance wise, but around there, I would go out there just because, like, Joshua Tree's right there.
It's hiking
Mount San
and
Jacinto.
Yeah,
There's some like really nice areas to hike around there. But that's this is an all day thing, so people aren't thinking about
what they're going to do.
What I did, it was different because the concerts didn't start until 6 o'clock, so you still had all day to
do stuff.
Right.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep. So, but they're not flying out like they normally do. Maybe that event is just kind of plateaued, and that's where it is.
Can I suggest something?
Sure.
Buy some ad time on our show, and we'll see if we can move some product for you.
Yeah, we can do.
Might be able to do that.
Last thing, Elton John will be detailing his farewell tour in his new book called Farewell Yellow Brick Road, Memories from My Life on Tour. He recently wrote on Instagram, I'm incredibly excited to announce my new book, Farewell Yellow Brick Road, which goes behind the scenes on my final tour from Allentown, PA to Stockholm, Sweden, and everywhere in between.
Yeah, he was born in Allentown.
No, he wasn't. It's been a beautiful journey creating this book and remembering the people and places that shaped an incredible chapter in my life, as well as the stories and memories, not just from this tour, but from throughout my career. I've included unreleased photography and memorabilia that I hope give you never-before-seen insights of my life on the road.
Is he keeping an eye on the word count? Because you don't want too many words.
Yeah, too many. The book is scheduled to be released on September 24th and will feature 5 concerts from Elton John's tour. All right, that's it. Last story from Music News. We are going to take a break. We'll come back in a second. And we wrap up the show by giving away our Word of the Week prize. Hopefully, you will be with us, and hopefully you will win. So stick around. We'll be right back. Neon Pill. We debuted that this week. I think we did it this week. There was other new music that we've had out a lot lately. It's been good stuff. So enjoying that. 10:40 on a Friday morning. And we are getting to the end of our broadcast day, which means we are going to make way for the legendary Pierre Robert, who will be in here momentarily. But I would like to thank real quick The one and only guest we had today, Mr. Dustin Nickerson. Dustin's at Helium Comedy Club. His shows are selling out. Get your tickets at heliumcomedy.com today and enjoy yourself this weekend. It's going to be comfortable. Also want to reiterate the fact that the Cardboard Classic sled registration is now open. We made that announcement. So you can sign up, get your sled registered, and secure your spot for Cardboard Classic 2024, which is going to be March 1st at Montage Mountain. So all the information is right there, and you can find out about the Cardboard Classic. But if you want to commit to being a part of it, you can do that. Did you see?
I did. It was red, right?
Yeah, man. My red paper clips.
What?
Thank you. I'm very covetous of them because I have my color code that I use for my various stories and features. And Music News is a red paper clip, and I've had the same bowl of paper clips for like 10 years. And I'm very low on my red ones.
Kathy treats that as a family reunion.
I know. And I'm running low on red. So I either got to get more red ones or just be very careful with my red ones and don't lose them.
Don't touch them.
I never throw them away. I keep them, So
you rehabilitate them.
I do. Pierre is here. How you doing, Pierre?
Fine. Have you ever noticed that when you take the top off of a marker, it's like taking a fish out of water? That marker starts dying immediately.
It does.
So
it does.
you have to use it quickly and reinstall the cap. And invariably, I'll take it off and can't find the cap and go, this marker is dying. Marker is dying, and I'll look all over and finally find them.
Yes, I agree. I never thought of that analogy, but that is spot on.
It's a fish out of water.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Start drying up.
I was at Madonna last night.
I
how
forgot
was
about
it?
that.
It was great.
What time did it start?
10 o'clock. Which she can. I asked the guy at the box office. I said, "So what's it look like real start time?" There's a DJ from 8:30 to 9. No, 8:30 to 10:30. No, I don't know. 8:30 for an hour or so.
Yeah.
And then this he said, "Well, she can come on anywhere from 10 to 10:45."
Oh, wow.
And she plays 2 hours. But she came on at 10 and did 2 hours. And what was great was the bulk of the production was in the center of the floor.
Wow.
There was a stage off to where the stage normally is, but there were all these runways and ramps and, exploding things and disappearing things, and pianos would come up and things would go down, and this giant drag queen came out and opened the ceremony, and it was like her 2-hour retrospective of her life. So it was cool.
Her daughter was on stage, right?
Her daughter and her two daughters. One of her daughter played piano. One of her daughters played piano on a ballad she did, and the younger one was a DJ, and then her son played cello at one point.
Oh, wow.
And then like 25 dancers they all were coming up to me going, "Could you be a dancer? Because you're in much better shape than we are."
Could she still get around? Does she still move around the stage?
How old is she? 60, I think.
Yeah.
And she maybe high 50s, 60s.
She's over 60.
Yeah, is she? Okay.
Yeah.
She moved great on the stage. I
Okay.
mean, she's in great shape. And so it was a fun show. But she did almost all of her hits, although some of them were kind of buried in like sort of medley songish presentations. And I wanted to hear like a virgin, and she did it, but like a video of it, kind of. So it was kind of weird. And I wanted to hear Material Girl, which she didn't do. But I was hoping for that and Stairway to Heaven, and I got most of the other stuff.
She did Freebird.
Yeah, she did. She did do Freebird. What was that movie where she sang American Pie? With
she did a cover of that. I remember that. Yeah.
Don with her boyfriend,
McClane?
Guy Ritchie.
Oh yeah.
I
don't know what it's from, but I do remember that.
Anyway.
Yeah.
She dated Don McClane.
She's 65, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's her age.
Well, and she was just recently in the hospital, so
Yeah.
She was sick.
Yeah. She looked great.
All right, letter. Ready?
Ready.
All right.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
K is in Kellogg's.
All right, let's take caller number 5 at 215-263 WMMR and see if you can put all 5 letters together, make a word, win the prize. That's the way this whole thing works. So you got a day. What's up, man?
We do have a day, And we will play a giant block of Madonna. And then Madonna for the I'm sorry. We'll have a block of the Doobie Brothers and Steve Winwood. That show just went on sale. And a block of the Black Crowes. That show just went on sale. And more tickets to give away for that. Edward Van Halen would be 69 today were he with us. So we'll do a big block with some nice guitar stuff from Eddie. All of that coming up.
How old would he have been?
69.
On my sheet, I have 69.
Okay.
I think that's about accurate.
Yeah, sounds about right. All right, we will see if we can get a winner. We were looking for caller number 5, Word of the Week prize. And our 5th caller is Eddie. So let's go to Eddie. We were just talking about it. Well done, Eddie. All right, Word of the Week, my man.
Drunk.
Great day in the morning.
Yes.
You got it, buddy.
Beat that devil. You guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Hang on. We're going to give you $500 from Steven Singer Jewelers, my man. Congratulations. We'll get your information. We will take care of you, sir. Say I love you with the world's best gift from Steven Singer Jewelers, a Malibu Pink 24-karat gold dip rose. This brand new color is available now and only at IHateStevenSinger.com. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Duncan, and the Preston and Steve Show runs on Duncan. Also brought to you by Trinity Rehab. Locations all over. Trinity-rehab.com. Next week on this program, this is cool. Eli Roth. We'll get in touch with us. The Bear Jew from Bastards, The Inglourious Bastards, and many other great movies. Paul Mercurio is stopping by. He's a good friend.
Good friend, Paul.
We have the Great American Smokeout with Dr. Rosenpenis. We'll get more people on board on Monday and Tuesday to come in on Wednesday.
Just go with it.
And comedian Joe Machi will be in studio. So we have a bunch to get to next week, and we're looking forward to it. That's it. We're done. Rage on. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow, friend. Bye-bye. Or no, we'll see you Monday. Yeah.